looks for Deutsch. Deutsch at the 1 into the end zone. Field play action now. Look to pass over the middle. It's intercepted by Cole Hebel. Intercepted by Hebel. Rears back, comes downfield, has Rodriguez. Rodriguez at the 40 to the 50 to the 40. Rodriguez is going to keep going.
Right, Fetting's got room, and here's Bo Fetting. Fetting's still on his feet. Fetting's gone.
Looking to pass, playing off, coming left side, picked up by Cotton. Alex Cotton with the pick, he'll take it back and into the end zone.
Turn and hand the ball off. Will Starkey, he thunders his way. 30, 20, one man to beat. He's got the middle's got a man, that's Friddle. Look out, Friddle, 40, 30, he's loose, 20, 10, touchdown.
Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
It's homecoming night in Castleton as the 5-2 Central Cass Squirrels host the 0-7 Ellendale Edgeley Kulm Thunder in the regular season finale for Central Cass and the second to last game of the season for EEK. A pleasant, brisk Friday evening from Farmers Union Insurance Field here in Castleton. Currently a sunny skies, 48 degrees, just a hint of a wind, but not too much out there here in Castleton. I'm Chase Miller alongside with Chris Crick, our on-site producer here in Castleton. A win for Central Cass. They would be no worse than the number 3 seed out of Region 1 heading to the opening round of the playoffs on October the 22nd. A win also keeps their hope of hosting a postseason game and being the number 2 seed. They'll need some help from the Lisbon Broncos if that's the case, as we'll discuss that throughout this broadcast. Central Cass is coming off a 28-0 loss at the hands of top-ranked Kindred last Friday, where senior running back Owen Wiersma got injured and will not be in the lineup tonight here for Central Cass. Ellendale Edgeley Kulm is in search of their first win of the season as the Thunder lost 26-6 versus Oaks last week in Kulm. EEK has 5 seniors on the roster. What has become a rebuilding year for head coach Garrett Irie. Junior quarterback Jacob Nitschke has a rifle for an arm, and freshman running back Ivan Caruth has opened up eyes across the region in recent weeks, being a running back but also a defensive lineman and starting as a freshman on both sides of the ball. After tonight, the Thunder close out the season at Kindred next week. Still to come on our pregame show, we'll take a look at games across the region in our Bank North scoreboard, preview what's to come for the playoffs beginning in a couple of weeks on some potential matchups, and hear from both head coaches. First up is Ellendale Edgeley Kulm head coach Garrett Irie. It's the Thunder and the Squirrels on homecoming night for Central Cass. This is North Dakota 11B football on your live event.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a local golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities, there hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
If you want help from a firm that has integrity and respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the betterment of the community, look no farther than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys has dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsboro, Natick, Page, and Castleton. Or view our website, www.onsteadlaw.com.
Part of our Coach's Corner joining us now is Ellendale Edgeley Kulm head football coach. That is Garrett Irie here as we get closer to kickoff in Castleton between the Squirrels and alongside the Thunder. And Garrett, for you guys here coming into this particular football season, I know looking at the roster, the first thing that probably pops out for anybody looking at the roster, not a lot of seniors. Some years you got double digits. Some years you have just a handful. But for this particular group of men, how have they grown from game number 1 to where you are right now, going up against some of the best in Region 1 here this year, and back 2 teams that made the playoffs in Central Cass and Kindred? How have you seen this team mature just throughout the season here, Garrett?
Yeah, no, this group has been really resilient. That's a word that I can use for them. We've definitely ran into some challenges with not having a lot of seniors to begin with, and then losing a couple of those seniors to season-ending injuries. We lost our starting tailback, Carl Chernlin, week 2 to the season with a leg injury. And then Boston Hagan, senior, receiver and cornerback. We lost him to a concussion, so he's been out now. So that's been a challenge. So we've only have we have 3 seniors left. And they've done a great job of keeping the younger kids focused, and what it has done too is it's created opportunities for our younger kids to have to step up and kind of jump in, so to speak, and just have to learn trial by fire, so to speak, in a very, very difficult and competitive region. But I do think it's helped us grow. We've seen a lot of improvements. I mean, the score isn't always reflective of what the game film shows, but the kids are starting to figure some things out. They're starting to do some things well. But as I mentioned earlier, in this region, week in and week out, you got to come ready to play, because you're going to be playing a lot of veteran teams and a lot of well-coached teams. So.
And it starts with last week you played Oaks, who looks like they're a playoff team. Same thing with Central Cass and Kindred here. And that's before you talk about the earlier season of going through the Sargent counties, the Lisbon, so to speak, of the world. For you particularly here, though, Garrett, I always like to ask coaches, it's easy to talk about a quarterback. It's easy maybe to talk about a safety who's making tackles and getting interceptions. But who have been 1 or 2 players for you this year that have maybe flown underneath the radar, that have put in quality minutes both on the football field, but maybe been some role models and example players off the football field as well?
Well, and we've had a lot of young kids step up, but a few that I'd like, that just come come up when I think of this would be, Noah Klusman. He's a senior, and he's a captain for us. He's playing offensive tackle and middle linebacker. Right now he's one of the top guys on our team for tackles, and just brings a very calming, steady presence for our guys. And then on the offensive line, we're starting 3 other sophomores. So they've done a really nice job in just picking up the schemes and working hard. And those guys would be, Tucker Hahn, Eli Klusman, Devin Duran, Jameson Tim, and Dylan Nitschke. They've been a young group that has really worked hard at it. And, that's where, as everything starts and ends, with that offensive line, as far as on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, we've had several guys step up. Joseph Cromlick, sophomore corner, has had some interceptions, made some catches for us on offense. A good, solid athlete. Senior Cole Saylor came out again this year after a knee injury last year, and he's really filled in well, along with Mason Mullen. Outside backer, wide receiver. He's done some good things for us. So, we're excited about the future. And like I said, I mean, I'm sure I'm forgetting to mention other guys too. Like you said, Jacob Nitschke, quarterback, he's done a really nice job for us this year. Ivan Caruth has had to step in due to injuries and basically take over our running back duties as a true freshman. And he's done a really nice job for us, playing a little bit of D-line for us too. And he's really progressed along nicely, like I said, for a freshman. So we got some exciting things that we're looking forward to, but really just got to continue to work to try to play competitive week in and week out with this region. So
when you're going up against the Squirrels tonight here in Castleton on turf, what stands out that's going to be a challenge against the Coach Butler team here that you've seen throughout this 2022 season here, Garrett?
They're very well coached. I mean, you can see that on film. Very disciplined, very athletic. You can tell that they're experienced. They know what they're doing. They play the game the right way. And like I said, we're looking at this as a great test for our boys, that if we want to be playoff caliber football team, these are the types of teams that we need to aspire to compete with. These are the guys that kind of set the tone right now in our region. And if we hope to continue to improve and to continue to get to that level one day, this is the level we need to learn how to play at. So.
For you guys, Garrett, when you get to this point of the year as coaches, whether, you have 4 wins, whether you got 2, 0, 8, it's always a matter of getting through the season, as you mentioned earlier, with being attrition and getting some guys some playing time. Hopefully you're healthy. Some years it goes your way, some years it doesn't. But at the end of the day, you're at this point of the year and you got a lot of guys that are having the opportunity to come back and play next season for you. So from your point of view as a coach, what do these reps, what do these games on Friday Night Lights mean going up against the playoff caliber team last week in Oaks? Now you're doing the same thing here tonight against Central Cass. How does this experience hopefully propel you, as you continue to worry about maybe what the offseason brings and, the early August 3rd practice date for next year? But what do you hope that these guys kind of gain in games like this from your point of view as a coach?
I think games like this are huge for accelerating the growth of these younger athletes. They're going to get some great, game game, fast game speed experience, which you can't really simulate in practice, especially if you're down in numbers. But the exciting thing for us is we're going to be bringing back, 10 starters on offense and 9 starters on defense. And, a really, really competitive freshman class that's going to be coming in. I know they're junior high. They haven't lost a game all season. I don't know if they've even really had a competitive game. So we're real excited that we're going to be bringing in a very good group of athletes that's hungry to compete, to mesh in with like I said, our 10 starters on offense and our 9 starters on defense that we hope to be returning next fall.
Final thing for you, Garrett, before we let you go. I know you've been close in some games, and some other games, maybe it's a pass here, a deflection there that keeps a drive alive, that keeps you in that particular game as well. What would be the one thing that you want to continue to see the light bulb moments continue to go off? What's a part of the area or part of the game when you're looking, whether it's wide receivers, maybe it's at the line, where is it from your point of view that, hey, if we just do something a little bit better, we're going to have a chance to get that W on the scoreboard on a Friday night?
Yeah, no. One key for us that we've been noticing on film has been on defense not getting off the field on third down. Like I said, we always seem to give up a big one or a chunk play on a third down or on a fourth down, or like I said, just missing a block in a key situation, not sealing in on the proper time, and it always seems like we're just one little thing away on each play from getting some things rolling. And the kids are recognizing that on film. They're starting to see it. And these last few games, Oak Grove and Oaks, we've seen our percentage on third down get better. So we're excited about that. We're definitely seeing things moving hopefully in the right direction here. So
hey, Garrett, thanks so much for your time, and best of luck tonight against Central Cass and throughout the rest of this 2022 season.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
As an American family agent, I look out for what matters to you, even when nothing's wrong. This is Chris Heisey. Visit me online at chrisheisey.com. These days, everyone wants to save money. I can show you how easy it is by having multiple policies. By combining your auto and homeowner's insurance, I can put some change back into your pocket. My website again is chrisheisey.com. I want to be your American family agent.
American Family Insurance.
Team at Maple River Grain and Agronomy wishes the best of luck to the players in today's game. Maple River Grain and Agronomy is proudly serving producers, accessing markets, and building relationships in eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. They offer a variety of grain marketing and agronomy solutions. See the latest updates by following MRGA on social media. They're active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Check out the website at mrga.com to learn more about Maple River Grain and Agronomy and how they can serve you and your operation.
Here it's way more hands-on. The college has better equipment than the shop I'm at now. Like, you name it, they got it. You get to use your tools and your hands a lot more. My name is Sean, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like, every time I go to a meeting, like, everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
We continue on our Coach's Corner. Joining us now is Central Cass head football coach. That is Tommy Butler. And Tommy, for you guys, a very busy week. It's homecoming. It's also the final game of the regular season, and it's a home game as well for you. So you've been busy throughout the week. But for you particularly here, let's start with some of the guys that have either been nominated or are a homecoming king. What does it mean for you to see them part of that homecoming court? Because that's always a school deal where everybody in the school gets to vote. So there's some stuff on the field, but also off the field that they obviously have some high standards here, Tommy.
Yeah, I mean, we love that we for the 4 years I've been here, we usually have a lot of guys on there. This year we had 5 of the 6 were football players. And Ashton Chapesky, Cooper Johnson, Josiah Crandall, Drew Canute, and Owen Wiersma were all on there. And Drew ended up being homecoming king. So that was a blast to get to do that. I actually got to announce it. That was me and my wife were the MCs for that. So that was a ton of fun. Getting to see those guys, wear their medals around and Drew with his crown. So Drew was our guest speaker for the end of practice yesterday. So it's been a fun time so far this week.
For you coming into this week here, the final home game as well, just you have a bye week next week. You know you're going to make the playoffs, just a matter of official, let things go, and then you'll kind of figure out who you're playing and what's going to happen here, Tommy. But for you particularly, what do you want to take out in this final game before you get that bye week, which is always very much needed and maybe a perfect timing before you get to the playoffs to kind of rest up and heal up a little bit. But for 4 quarters of football against EEK here, what do you want to see from your point of view here tonight, Tommy?
You know what? I think our guys are ready to just, get a bad loss out of our mouth. So we're excited we get another chance. It's a nice thing that we don't have the bye week after that. Getting to kind of get a lot of those things out that maybe we didn't play so well against Kindred, figure out some of those kinks. And then honestly, the other big thing for us was just, trying to up our tempos at practice, and again, just setting a high standard for what we want. I think this week of practice has been great for that. Our guys have really stepped up. There hasn't been any pouting, no moping, no, woe is me type stuff. So I really like where we're at with that. And so now I think we're just ready for another game.
For you guys, Tommy, you can always win a lot, whether it's a win or a loss. Some wins are ugly. Some losses are maybe pretty, but you just barely lose, right? So it kind of depends on the situation. But overall, for this point of the season, what has been the difference from your point of view as a coaching staff from the wins for the Squirrels compared to the losses? What's been that difference maker, do you think, that has said, hey, we were maybe in this game, but we didn't finish, compared to maybe some other Friday nights where we found a way to maybe take care of the ball and do the little things right? What has been the difference maker in your point of view, Tommy?
Yeah, I would say, with our first loss, it was turnovers. I mean, we turned it over 6 times. I mean, you're just, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody win a game with 6 turnovers. That was the huge thing in that game. And then this last game, it was shooting ourselves in the foot. Obviously losing your best player is a hard thing to overcome, but I thought our guys really battled with that. But we had chances where, we had dropped passes. We had, bad calls on our end as coaches. We could have made some adjustments earlier in the game, and we didn't do that. So some of those things were kind of big for us. So again, for us, it was, as a staff, we got to start first, obviously with me first, of how do we get our kids in better positions, and what adjustments do we need to make, starting with us, and then with the kids was, again, just ownership of, okay, yeah, we dropped passes. We did those things. Well, again, our best player gets hurt. But what else can we do to overcome that? So we've really been working on that, trying to get a little bit more situational stuff in practice. And again, I like the way that we've come back from each loss so far. Obviously, we haven't got to play a game since our last one, but we did a big study last year on Kobe Bryant, of how there's no such thing as failure. Failure is only if you quit. So, if you can learn from your mistakes, it can only be a good thing. But if you sit and whine and cry and mope about it, then, you for sure you're going to lose. So, again, I like where we're at. I just think we're ready for another game.
For you, Tommy, 2 final things for you, and I'll end on some personnel and some players. You mentioned with Owen Wiersma, just moving forward, obviously you want to get him healthy like anybody else for the postseason coming up here, because as we mentioned, we know you guys are going to find your way, somehow, to that next level of football. But for guys who are nicked up, for guys who are maybe a little battered and bruised from the season, you get to October, you played a lot of games and a lot of minutes of football already. How big after this game is that bye week, do you think, from your point of view? Because some years you have the bye week early, some years it's right smack dab in the middle. This year you kind of get it before the playoffs. Yes, you want to end on a win, on a good note here tonight against EEK, but how big from your point of view is it to maybe say, hey, we can rest some guys and then figure out who we're going to play potentially, once the seedings and everything kind of comes out in a couple of weeks, Tommy?
I mean, it's huge for us right now. We really don't have, other than Owen, I mean, we have a couple of guys with just little tiny things, but again, next week, that'll be a nice thing to hopefully we come out of this game healthy. But, getting him fully healthy, and then any other little injuries, we can kind of make sure that we're ready for those. But, the nice thing about us is that we haven't had to deal with that stuff. I think a lot of it has to do with the way that we've been practicing. We're not a meat grinder program. We've kind of changed a little bit of how we've practiced here the last week, again, with just more situational stuff. But, we want our kids at the end of the year because, like you said, I mean, to me, this game's a game of attrition. If you can have healthy, if your good players are healthy at the end of the year, you have a shot. But if they're all banged up, beat up because of your practices, to me, you're putting your kids at a disadvantage. So, I think we're ready for that. The break will be nice, but we're going to make sure that we're not lulling ourselves to sleep before that game. So that'll be our big thing as a staff, is to make sure that we're creating that energy, that vibe at practice, that this isn't just a relaxed week, but a week to get better at certain things, and then again prepare for who we're going to be playing.
For you guys, Tommy, I always like to ask coaches, because it's easy to talk about the guys who are scoring touchdowns, the guys who are getting the sacks all the time. But who are some players, if it's one or two, or maybe you just say, hey, it's this unit, right? It's this position group. Who's been a player, or what's been a position group that's maybe flown under the radar for Central Cass this season that has allowed you to sustain the success that you've had so far this year?
Yeah, I'll start with on our D line wise. We have three guys that really, they only play D line, and I think that it's really benefited our offensive line, and that's Ryan Stafford, Anthony Houle, and Brandon Preston. Those three are Ryan especially. Ryan as a freshman might have been one of our worst players that we had, and I'm not kidding. And he was tiny, he was little, he didn't know what he was doing. Just not a very good football player. Loved being out there, but not good. And he's really improved too. I think he's one of the best D linemen in the state. And, he gets better with every snap. And the same thing with Brandon's coming off of an ACL surgery last year, getting ready to come back. And again, to me, he gets better every game. And then Anthony Houle, same kind of deal. Last year started playing a little bit more. And now this year has become a starter on our D line. And then when we switch over to our O-line, our center, Micah Van Hall, scores 35 on his HCT. I mean, he's freaking brilliant. But he's not just brilliant. He's also a good football player. Kemper Pearson has played, I think, almost every position other than quarterback and running back, and now has settled in as our starting guard. And we'll play some more on defense. He made a couple of really good plays against Kindred at the end of the game. And then obviously, we have Dylan, who I think is one of the better tackles in our league, and Garrett Haugen and Tyler Cruchet, who plays on both sides. Tyler gets a little bit more pub just from the D side, but I think he's turned into a great offensive lineman. So those guys are all just really meshing together. And again, iron sharpens iron, and those guys have really improved each other because of the way that they practice. So those guys to me have been our biggest improvement. And I think that's why we've been playing as good as we have been, is because of those guys.
Hey, Coach Butler, as always, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck tonight here against CEK and moving forward here throughout the rest of this season.
I appreciate it. Chase, go Squirrels.
Central Cass School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community, and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow in the new space and move forward with excellence.
Hey, what you doing?
Crawling around under my planter trying to figure out if I need any maintenance parts replaced.
It's harvest time, buddy.
Yeah, I know, but the guys at RDK Enterprises keep reminding me to check now, just in case I need something ordered.
What do I look for?
Just give RDK a call and ask some questions. They are the guys I go to for answers.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. We will answer all of your planter questions or come out to your farm and take a look at your planter. Give us a call, 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
As we continue here on our pregame show, inching closer to the opening kickoff tonight on homecoming night here in Castleton, the regular season finale for Central Cass, and it's the second to last game for Ellendale Edgeley. Kulm, the Thunder out in their all-white uniforms tonight with those gold numerals and lettering outlined in black with the Thunder on either side. Kind of reminds you a little bit of the old San Diego Supercharger days a little bit there for the Thunder. On the opposite side for Central Cass, they're getting some final adjustments as they're coming back on the field here shortly here at Farmers Union Insurance Field. Let's take a look at some other games going on across the state of North Dakota. An interest tomorrow, a Saturday matinee, Thompson at Botno in Region 2. That's large because if Thompson wins, HCV and Thompson would host an opening round playoff game on the 22nd. If Botno wins, then between Botno, Thompson, and HCV would determine who would be the 1, 2, and 3 next week. Out west, Ray Powers Lake at the Lax Burlington. In Region 3, for Ray Powers Lake, they would clinch a home playoff game with a win here this evening. Dickinson Trinity at Beulah tonight. The Titans and the Miners both 5-0 in Region 4, so the winner of that game has a inside track at the Region 4 championship and will be seeded in the 11B playoffs. Let's take a look at what those seeds would look like if it ended today. Region 1 is Kindred. They clinched that with a win at Sargent County here tonight. If the Vikings take care of the Bulldogs here this evening in Milner, they would be the number 1 seed in Region 1. In Region 2, it's either Hillsborough, Central Valley, Thompson, or Botno. Now, HCV has the inside track as they already beat Botno and will play Thompson next week. Thompson is still live if they beat Botno tomorrow. And for Botno, well, they would have to beat Thompson coming up on Saturday and do so handily to have themselves be a chance to be the 1 seed. Region 3, it's going to be Velva, Drake, Animus, Garrison, or Ray Powers Lake for a seed in Region Championship. And as we mentioned in Region 4, it'll either be Dickinson, Trinity, or Beulah. So they'll seed the top 4 teams. That'll be from a coach's vote to get to October 22nd. They will play Region 1 versus Region 2 in the opening round, and alongside the quarterfinals, the same out west, Region 3 versus Region 4. Then at that point, once you get to the semis, it's still who's left standing to the Dakota Bowl on November the 12th. Some other games tonight across yourliveevent.com. You have Kindred at Sargent County here in Region 1. Also, you have coming up tonight here on your live event, Oak Grove at Northern Cass for the battle of the I-29 trophy as the Central Cass Squirrels make their way onto the field with those red tops and black pants and white helmets here for Central Cass. Some other games, Foston at Monoman Waban in a good 9-man contest. DGF at Hawley. Hillsborough Central Valley heads to the geographical center of North America to go up against the Rugby Panthers tonight. That's a long trek on Highway 2 for HCV fans, and Lake Paragattaman at Polk County West. Those are some games going on this evening across your live event. Now, Region 1 games tonight. Here again at Kindred at Sargent County and Milner, Lisbon at Oaks, and Oak Grove at Northern Cass here this evening. Taking a look at what could happen here tonight. Central Cass can still earn a number 2 seed here in the Region 1 to be in the postseason, but they would need some help. They would be fans of the Lisbon Broncos here tonight and also next week as well. Central Cass clinches a number 2 seed with the following: a win here tonight against Ellendale, Edgeley, Kulm, and Lisbon wins out. They win at Oaks tonight and win against the Sargent County Bulldogs next week, because you would put a 3-way tiebreaker between Oaks, Lisbon, and then Central Cass to find that out. And Central Cass right now would be looking pretty good for that 3-way tiebreaker. For the Kindred Vikings, as we mentioned, they clinch the number 1 seed with the win here tonight at Sargent County. And for the Lisbon Broncos, they clinch a postseason spot with a win at Oaks tonight. If the Broncos win at Oaks tonight, you'd have Kindred, Central Cass, Lisbon, and Oaks. Those would be your 4 teams representing Region 1. If they were to lose tonight against Oaks. Then all of a sudden for the Central Cass Squirrels, a chance at a 2-seed goes away, and they would just be a 3-seed here this evening going into the postseason. For Ellendale, Edgeley, Kulm, the Thunder going up against the Central Cass Squirrels here tonight in Castleton. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, it's starting lineups and the opening kick from Castleton here on your live event.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
As we get ready for the starting lineups here in Castleton between Central Cass and Ellendale Edgeley Kulm, the Thunder 0-7 on the season, 0-6 in Region 1 play, head coach by Garrett Irie. The Central Cass Squirrels 5-2 on the season and 5-2 in Region 1 play. They will have a bye week after this game is done as they get ready for the postseason for Ellendale Edgeley Kulm. It's a gauntlet. They played Oaks last week, Central Cass this week, and Kindred next week to finish off the season. All three of those teams will make the playoffs. The opening coin toss was won by Central Cass, and they will defer to the second half. So for the Ellendale Edgeley Kulm Thunder, they will come out on offense, but right now they are getting the starting lineups here, and they are introducing the EEK defense here. Defensive ends of Eli Klusman, the sophomore, and you have Tucker Hahn, the sophomore as well. Devin Duran, a defensive tackle, a sophomore, and Ivan Karuth, the freshman, also the tailback here for the Thunder. Linebackers of Cole Saylor, a senior, Noah Klusman, the inside linebacker, the older brother of Eli, Greg Fewer at outside linebacker here for the Thunder, the sophomore. Corners of Eli Mathern and Joseph Cromlick, free safety of Mason Mullen, the junior free safety, and Jacob Nitschke, the quarterback, but also plays strong safety here for the Thunder. The Thunder defensively a 4-3-4, defensively giving up 34 points per contest, while offensively scoring 13 points per game here for the Thunder. Now for the Central Cass Squirrels, averaging 31 points per contest. Defensively, Central Cass giving up 16 points per game, 317 yards of total offense, and 242 yards of total defense. And also a shout-out to head football coach's mom of Tommy Butler, Janet Butler, watching online tonight. Tommy said, hey, Chase, if you can give Mom the good old shout-out, I said, you bet you on homecoming day. Anytime you can give the parents a shout-out with Mom and Dad, you got to do that. The Central Cass Squirrels, they'll go like this here offensively. You're going to have the left tackle of Dylan Sell, a senior. Kemper Pearson, a left guard senior. A center, Michael Van Hall, a senior, has a 35 on his ACT, for crying out loud. Van Hall, the senior center. Tyler Cruchet, the junior right guard. And Garrett Haugen, the right tackle here, a senior as well from last season. Central Cass, 4 of the 5 returning starters from last year on the front row. Tight end, Ashton Chapeski, the senior, returning tight end starter here. Wide receivers of Peyton Lamar, a junior. You have Cooper Johnson, the senior wide receiver with him. Chase Bachmeyer, a junior wideout. Tailback of Isaac Wisniewski in for Owen Wiersma. Owen Wiersma is out here with 819 yards rushing and 14 touchdowns. Got rolled up on against Kindred last week, so Wisniewski will be the starting tailback. And the quarterback is Braden Mitchell, the junior, 832 yards passing, 11 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions here for the QB this season for the Central Cass Squirrels with Braden Mitchell. The Central Cass Squirrels again with those red tops, black bottoms with white numerals and lettering with the Squirrels on the right-hand side of the helmet. Here for Central Cass. A gorgeous night here. It's 47 degrees. Not a cloud in the sky. The football field, the left-hand side goes north. The right-hand side, as you see it, goes south. As we get you ready to go for this one, as Central Cass again won the coin toss and elected to defer. So Carter Verkota, who is making them from 35, 40 yards in warm-ups, is the kicker. And for EEK, if it comes down to some special teams, Damian Duran was hitting them from 35, 40 yards as well for EEK here in this one. I'd like to thank our sponsor and scoreboard sponsor tonight, Bank North, as they offer the traditional and advanced products and services that keep you grounded and ahead of the curve in today's fast-paced world. From farming to ranching, business, and consumer banking and lending, you'll always be headed in the right direction with Bank North. Learn more about Bank North by visiting ibanknorth.com or stop by one of their locations today, including their location here in Castleton. Across the way, you got a bonfire going on in the neighborhood here tonight. A perfect evening here as Central Cass is coming out to kick this one away. For EEK, you have Joseph Cromlick and Cole Singler back here for the Ellendale Edgeley Kulm Thunder as we get ready to rock and roll here on this Friday night on the regular season finale for Central Cass on homecoming night. We'll get to their homecoming coronation in a little bit here in terms of who is the queen and king. We'll get to that at halftime, but for Ellendale Edgeley Kulm, their final 2 games of the season on the road here this evening in Castleton, and then also going to be at Kindred. As Central Cass will put this one here on the tee with Verkota at the 40-yard line. High school football, 4 12-minute quarters. If it goes into the end zone, it is an automatic touchback. Opening kickoff tonight at 7:07 as this one gets underway to the 15-yard line here for EEK to about the 30 on the return, about 13 yards as that'll come across here for Sailor, and good starting field position here for EEK to open things off as this will be marked at their own 29-yard line here on our Bank North scoreboard. Chase Miller, Chris Crick with you here from Farmers Union Insurance Field here in Castleton as EEK will come out with the football here for the Thunder as they'll come out trip still right-hand side. Single back in the backfield is Ivan Caruth, the freshman, 255 yards and 2 touchdowns so far on the season. Inside handoff comes up the middle, and for the defensive line for Central Cass, able to come in and make the tackle. You're going to have Ryan Stafford was part of the party there. The senior came in with 31 tackles on the season, and that'll be back for maybe about a loss of a half yard. Talking with head coach Garrett Irie earlier this week, he said, we've just had the injury bug. Our starting running back got injured in the second game of the season. Ivan Caruth has definitely opened some eyes, and Jacob Nitschke, Tommy Butler, said he's got a cannon at quarterback if he gets the time to throw here for EEK. 4 down lineman, motion man going right to left. Little jet sweep action on the way here for the Thunder, as that's going to be with Cromlick, who gets upended right at the line of scrimmage. Good job for Central Cass to get that one across the way, as you're going to have Lomar and Bifford there for the 1-2 combination, and makes it 3rd and long. For the offensive line here for EEK, left tackle of Noah Klusman, you have Devin Duran at left guard, Jamison Tim, the center, Tucker Hahn at right guard, and Eli Klusman, the right tackle. Shotgun formation. They will need their own 39. Rolling out, stepping through a sack is Nitschke. Then he gets wrapped up and hog-tied down. Anthony Houle comes in with the sack for the senior, and that'll be back to the 22-yard line for a loss of 7 yards. Well, Central Cass got the pressure to start. Central Cass got the pressure to start and then able to finish him off there with Hool, as we'll have a punting situation upcoming here for EEK. Damian Durant comes on to punt back at his own 10-yard line. Cooper Johnson stands back at the 45 here for the Squirrels as EEK gets one more lineman on with the play clock now at 5 seconds, trying to get this one off before a delay of game. Clean snap. Here's the kick, almost blocked, end over end. Opportunity here now for the Central Cass Squirrels. Back here for a Central Cass to about the 40-yard line. A good 12-yard return on the punt. That'll be Carter Maggio will be back here for the Central Cass Squirrels. So great starting field position if you're a Central Cass fan, as you're going to be into positive territory at the 40-yard line here of EEK in plus territory with 9:43 left to play in this first quarter. Central Cass Squirrels so far here this season with 317 yards of total offense, a $145 on the $172 on the ground and 145 through the air. EEK, that 4-3-4 defense. Pistol formation here for the Squirrels. Mitchell, play action, rolls to the outside, finds a man, caught for about 8 yards to Chase Bachmeyer for his 5th catch of the season. And that'll be 9 yards on the pitch and catch. So for EEK, unable to get things going on third down, third and long, and for Central Cass on the opposite side, one play, 9 yards, and makes it second and short. Isaac Wisniewski in the backfield, the junior tailback, 239 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns so far this season. Motion man goes to the outside. QB keeper here. This one goes right up Broadway past the 25 to the 20 for Mitchell. And Mitchell keeps the pile moving to about the 21, so 10 yards on the rush before he was even met through. And that's a first down upcoming here for Central Cass. The Squirrels up front again. You have 4 of the 5 starting line are seniors, so this is an experienced group here as it'll come out for Central Cass. Motion man in the backfield is Lamar. Handoff goes Wisniewski. Wisniewski to the 15, bounces out 10. Wisniewski to the 5, and he gets wrapped up at about the 2-yard line for a really good game by Wisniewski for 18 yards. First and goal upcoming here for Central Cass, as the Squirrels will handle it first and goal here for Central Cass. 2 losses this year to Oaks and Kindred. Otherwise, wins against Oak Grove, Northern Cass, Lisbon, Sargent County, and trying to add it on here with EEK as well, and also a win over Lytton HMB. 2 wide receivers either side. This one will be a little jet sweep action to Lamar. Lamar looks for a block, makes a man miss at the 5. End zone touchdown, Squirrels, with 9:02 left to play in the first quarter on our Bank North scoreboard. Peyton Lamar gets in from 2 yards. So Central Cass gets it going here early in this first quarter of play with the touchdown, as Lamar gets the 2-yard rushing score. The point after attempt upcoming here with Verkota. The holder is Riker Brush. Here's the right-footed kick on the way, end over and through the uprights, and we have a new score on our Bank North scoreboard. It's Central Cass 7, EEK 0. It's high school football here on your live event.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you. Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
As we continue here from Castleton, the Central Cass Squirrels lead at 7-0 over EEK. That drive, well, just went 4 plays, took 41 seconds, 40 yards for the score here for Central Cass, capped off by the jet sweep by Peyton Lamar, the junior wide receiver, shifty, able to break out a tackle, and able to get back. So for Central Castle, put this one on the tee with Carter Vercoda. If you're a Squirrels fan, this is exactly what you wanted here a little bit in this contest to get off to a blazing start. If you're EEK, it's 1, where now you're down by 7, and where do you go offensively here for your second drive? This one to the outside, and that's with Saylor to the 25-30, and he had a crease there if he was not upended at the very last opportunity there. As Chepeski able to come in with the tackle, but for EEK, their second starting field position, this will be at the 33-yard line. As they will come out here, and question is for EEK, where do you go? Maybe to the outside with wide receivers of Cromlick, the sophomore, Mason Mullen, and Saylor. Nate Gilberg is the wide receiver tight end here as we have a 1st and 10 upcoming for EEK. Pitch play goes to the outside, Caruth. Caruth looking for the boundary to the 35 and gets wrapped up for a tackle by Marcus Bifford. Bifford, the leading tackler coming into this game for Central Cass with 40 tackles on the season. That'll be a gain of 3 yards on the rush here. And for Caruth, now he's got his second carry of the night. Up front here for Central Cass, defensive linemen of Tyler Cruchet, Ryan Stafford, Anthony Houle, and Brandon Peterson. Linebackers of Bifford, Wisniewski, Olsen, Tinglestead will get to the secondary after this play. 2nd down and 7 for the Thunder at the near hash at the 35. Quick screen to the outside. That'll go to Cromlick. Cromlick gets the 40-yard line. 4 yards on the pitch and catch. It looked like Josiah Crandall was there on the tackle, but not before a quick screen that goes for 4 yards. You're going to have defensive backs of Crandall, Lamar, Cooper Johnson, and Braden Mitchell here tonight for the Central Cass Squirrels. On our Bank North scoreboard, EEK 0 for 1 on 3rd down so far here today. Caruth lines up to the right-hand side of the quarterback. QB keeper by Nitschke. Nitschke bounces to the outside, and Central Cass's speed and defense swarms, but it's going to be a gain of 2, and decision time for head coach Garrett Irie. It's going to be 4th and short upcoming. So Nitschke was looking to get it to the outside and maybe break a tackle. Instead, it'll be 4th down upcoming here for the Thunder, as they will come out with 2 wide receivers, split up both to the left and right. And now the White Hat singles everything in. The clock continues to wind here. QB keeper by Nitschke looks for the second push here. I'm not sure from how we see it that he was going to be able to make it. The defensive line here for Central Cass trying to provide the stand. He needed the 43, and he did not get it. It's a turnover on downs. So turnover on downs here as Nitschke underneath was trying to have it on the QB keeper. And now it'll be the second consecutive time here for Central Cass that they will start in plus territory with 7 minutes left to play in this first quarter. The Central Cass Squirrels, they'll come out after having 4 plays, go 40 yards for a touchdown, 3 on the ground, 1 through the air on their first possession. We'll see where they go here. Wisniewski lines up to the right-hand side of Mitchell. Play action. Mitchell handles some time, looks down the middle of the field, incomplete. Wait, that could be picked off at the 20-yard line. Did he come up with it? They're saying he did, and he did. That is going to be an interception as Jacob Nitschke, the safety, comes across the middle and gets the interception. So Nitschke with the interception here. The first turnover of the day is a pick. And that one went on the post pattern there. And for Mitchell, I'd like to have that one back, as that was the turnover here in the first quarter, and that is his 4th interception of the season. Well, if you're EEK, you needed something like this to maybe put a little spark in the engine, and we'll see where they go here. Nitschke winds, delivers wide open down the middle of the field. That's Cromlick, 40, and Cromlick with 25 yards before you can blink. 1st and 10, Thunder. So for EEK, that's a first down here with 6:40 left to play on our Bank North scoreboard. And well, if you're the Thunder, maybe that was the bolt of life that you needed a little bit right there to get the ball right back. One play, best play from scrimmage. And now for Central Cass defense, trying to get back after that quarterback. But as we mentioned, if Nitschke's got time, he's got a cannon. Caruth to the outside, breaks 1, not 2, and then here's a swarm of defenders coming in for the Squirrels. You could give that to either Bifford or Stafford, but the rush here by Carruth is for 2 yards. So 3 carries now for 4 yards for Carruth. And the one thing for Ellendale, Edgeley, Kulm, 5 seniors on this year's team, they're bringing 10 players back on offense, 9 on defense next season. Youthful team, freshmen, sophomores getting a lot of playing time as juniors as well. So if you're the Thunder, these last 2 games of the season, you really have nothing to lose. No one's expecting you to win, so why not come out, try some new things, and gain some experience along the way. They roll the pocket this time for Nitschke. QB keeper now past the 50, puts the helmet down, and he dives his way into Squirrel territory for the first time today for the Thunder. That is a 7-yard rush, makes it 3rd and short here for EEK. 3 carries for 2 yards for Nitschke. Caruso far has 3 for 4, and Cromlich has 1 for 0, as EEK will come out 3rd and short at the Squirrel 46-yard line. Game that kicked off at 7:07, and for EEK, this is their 5th possession combined of the first quarter, but the 3rd here for the Thunder. And by all means, this is 4-down territory if they went for it on their half of the 50 last time. Nitschke tries the hard count, then fakes it the opposite way, and that gets blown up immediately. The hard count didn't work. Nitschke was looking to pitch left instead of right, and by the time he went right, coming in was Ryan Stafford, the senior defensive lineman, able to come in on the tackle for loss, and that was big. It's a loss of 6 yards. And talking to Coach Irie earlier this week, it was plays like that he said that just have hampered him throughout the season, where you're close to getting off the field on 3rd down or continuing to drive on 3rd. Those like that. Here's the punt on the way by Damian Duran. That'll bounce at the 30-yard line, and maybe about a punt of 20 yards, make it 19 on the net, and Central Cass will handle it at their own 34-yard line. If you like quick action offense, this has kind of been your game so far a little bit here. 3rd possession of the game now for Central Cass. This will start at their own 33-yard line. First time the Squirrels will start in their own side of the 50. Still to come on our halftime show, brought to you in part by our friends at First Class Mortgage. We'll get to the homecoming court here, some first half highlights and stats, and your out-of-town scoreboard. That's all coming up on our First Class Mortgage halftime report. Wisniewski right up the middle, in between the tackles, look out, put on the afterburners. Wisniewski 30, 20, 10, 5, end zone, touchdown. It's 67 yards and a house call for the junior tailback Isaac Wisniewski right up Main Street, and the Squirrels have their 2nd touchdown of the night. Touchdown run. Squirrels are in for 6. Wisniewski now with 2 carries for 85 yards and a score, and Wisniewski was simply untouched. Here comes the point after attempt for Central Cass, as Carter Verkota will come on for the PAT. And the chance here for the Squirrels to widen their lead up to 14. Right-footed kick, end over end is good. And a new score on a Bank North scoreboard. Thanks to Isaac Wisniewski. It's the Squirrels up by 14.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Your local Castleton agents, Scott Kramer and Tyler Wasleen, wish the Squirrels the best of luck this postseason.
As we come back here in Castleton, Isaac Wisniewski with his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. And hey, Owen Wiersma is going to graduate next year, so you're kind of seeing what's going to be the next step, as Wisniewski, just a junior, coming on the field. 9B updates for you in Mayville. It's Mayport CG 16, Maple River scoreless halfway through the first quarter. Winner of that contest earns a seat and a bye in the 9B playoffs. Maple River, if they lose that game, would host either Richland or Hankinson next week in Hope, North Dakota. Still a couple weeks away, though, for 11B. Verkota, right-footed kick, end over, and this will be returned at the 18-yard line, as Saylor goes to the 37, And 1st and 10 upcoming here for EEK. Quick moving game, all things considered, but that last drive goes one play for a score. Wisniewski just felt like he was on a track meet, as right now EEK will come out here. Isaac, the younger brother of Frosty, also a really good athlete here during his time for Central Kansas. So for the Thunder, last possession, able to find Kromlich for a post pattern for 25 yards. Haven't gotten much so far on the ground game going here for the Thunder, as they'll have to motion their man in Gelberg from left to right across the formation. Now 3 seconds on the play clock. This will come a little speed option in the near sideline for EEK, and maybe getting back to the line of scrimmage there was Caruth, as there was a swarm of squirrels on the tackle, and that sounds dangerous. Makes it 2nd down, and it will be 11. So Caruth will actually lose a yard. Full moon here out tonight. It is October. If you believe a little bit in superstitions, maybe a good thing next week. Friday, October the 13th is actually on a Thursday, as that's one day away from month of October and Halloween, not too far away. Rolling out right-hand side is Nitschke. Nitschke getting chased down, fires, and that's a one-hopper to Kromlich, incomplete at the 47-yard line, as it'll bring up a 3rd down up coverage here for Central Cass. So Nitschke now 2 of 3 through the air. So far, both passes have been caught by Kromlich. 2 receptions for 29 yards. ZEK will come out. 2 wide receivers, both left and right. Shotgun formation, 1 wide receiver. As the tailback lines up to left-hand side. Nitschke, 3-step drop, has some time. Looks down the middle, incomplete for Kromlich. As you had Braden Mitchell in on the coverage, a little pump fake there, and then almost more of a floater than anything else that got over the linebacking crew, but unable to get there enough to allow Kromlich to put his right mid on it. Incomplete pass here, and now EEK will have to come on and punt. So far for the Thunder, a punt, turnover on downs, and a punt, and this will be their 3rd punt of the night. This one, oh, good-looking punt. That's going to go to about the 27-yard line. Maggio is there to the 35-40, and Maggio makes his way to about the 45. Central Cass, we'll see where they go here, as it's been a fast-paced type of a game here for the Squirrels offensively, not wasting much time when they've had the ball. So far for the Squirrels, a 40-yard touchdown drive, a 67-yard touchdown drive on 1 play, and an interception. Interception, but right in the middle here for Central Cass, as the Squirrels will come out here at their own 45-yard line, and the Squirrels will handle it. Trips to near sideline, 1 to the left-hand side here for Mitchell in that pistol formation. Little quick screen action goes to Lamar. Lamar at the 45 gets to the numbers outside and tackled at about the 47-yard line. As coming in is going to be Mason Mullen, the free safety. And that's going to be a gain of about 3 yards on the pitch and catch. So far for Mitchell, 2 of 3 through the air for 12 yards and an interception. For Central Cass, they have speed for days here. And get it out to your playmakers. If you make a man miss, you can really find an avenue, as we've seen so far for Wisniewski. This one will be a handoff to Wisniewski, 50-45, and Wisniewski gets tripped up at the 44-yard line for a gain that'll be of 8 yards. So Wisniewski, 3 carries now on the evening for 93 yards, coming with that 67-yard touchdown run. Central Cass trying to get back on the winning track after falling to Kindred last week here at home. Homecoming night again. They would love to play one more game here in 2 weeks from now on a Saturday, but they will need some help from the Lisbon Broncos for that to happen. This one coming up the middle to about the 41-yard line. Is coming in on that one is going to be the sophomore Jer Urbach with the tackle for about a gain of 3. So the sophomore getting some minutes here, and that's the one thing with Owen Wiersma out. Some other guys are going to get reps and opportunities here for Central Cass. So also some learning moments here on Friday Night Lights, and that's for both teams, for EEK and the Squirrels. Every chance to have an opportunity to play a little bit more, as this one's going to be caught right at the sticks at the 34-yard line. That'll be about 7 yards on the pitch and catch. Bachmeyer has a second reception of the night now for 16 yards. And that'll be a first down here for Central Cass. 75 seconds left to play in the first quarter on our Bank North scoreboard. And so far, the Squirrels been able to lead throughout here in quarter number one. If you're just joining us, a 2-yard rushing touchdown by Lamar, and then a 67-yard rushing touchdown by Wisniewski, the two scores, as Lamar with the orbit motion. See where they throw, stepping up in the pocket, now getting collapsed. Mitchell throws it incomplete at the 20-yard line, looking for the intended receiver of Bachmeyer. EEK, as Greg Fewer was chasing down. Also, Tucker Hahn on the outside, the defensive end spot here for EEK, putting some pressure on the quarterback. For Central Cass, made it to the 11B quarterfinals last season. They've made the postseason 7 of the last 9 years here for high school football. Just looking for that elusive trip to the Fargo Dome and get to the Dakota Bowl. And depending on what side of the bracket they're going to be on, either Kindred or more than likely HCV might await in the quarters. This one, handoff right at the middle for Wisniewski. Wisniewski to the boundary. 15 steps his way close to a first and goal situation. Instead, ball will be at the 12-yard line for a gain of 22 yards for Wisniewski. Wisniewski so far here tonight with 115 yards. I like these averages. 4 carries for $115 and a touchdown here for Wisniewski. Wisniewski making an early case for our Enbridge Energy player of the game. 2 wide receivers again. Both goes either side, left or right. First down here for the Squirrels. They can get to the 2 for a first and goal situation. Mitchell makes a cutback at the 5, hits the beat button on the spin move. He goes in, but down at the 1-yard line. We do have a flag on the outside back at the 9. But what a job by Mitchell in there. Kind of got that rope going a little bit, going left to right, then hits the spin. It'll be the first penalty of the game, however, coming up here. And we do have a penalty also in the end zone. So there's 2 flags. We'll see if it's offsetting or on one particular team. We'll have a hold on Central Cass, then a personal foul face mask on EEK, so it'll be offsetting penalties, and we'll redo first down. So for the Squirrels, fortunate to get that face mask, because otherwise it would have been about 1st and 16 or 17. High school football, again, it's from the spot of the foul for where their flag is, and not every personal foul necessarily means it's a first down, so a little bit different compared to the college or professional games. Pistol formation one more time here for Mitchell. Motion man Lamar. Stretch handoff Wisniewski. Wisniewski trying to break it to the outside. Breaks one tackle, and then the Thunder able to come in and wrap him up there as Noah Klusman, the inside linebacker, ends up making the tackle. That'll be to about the 12-yard line, and that could be our final play here of the quarter for Wisniewski, as he was trying to get to the boundary, unable to do so. After one quarter play here in Castleton on homecoming night, it's the Squirrels up by 14, 2nd and 10 upcoming when we return here on your live event.
Buying a new home, but worried about the interest rate and terms from your bank? At First Class Mortgage, we'll find a mortgage that fits your needs. Shopping national banks and other lenders for the lowest rate and most affordable terms, saving you time and money. So all you need to worry about is enjoying your new home. First Class Mortgage. Our expertise, your peace of mind. Put an expert to work for you. Call today.
Kate's Kennels, located in Castleton, North Dakota. We offer boarding for all of your furry companions. Whether you're going on vacation or you have an emergency, we are here for you. We know they are a member of your family, and we will treat them as if they were one of our own. Kennel tours are always welcome. Check us out on Facebook at Kate's Kennels or visit our website at kateskennels.com. Give us a call at 701-347-4176 for all your furry friend boarding needs.
As we continue here, Chase Miller, Chris Crick with you here on your live event as we get ready to get going here in quarter number 2 with the Squirrels knocking at the door. Take a look at some of our scores. Watford City and Williston. Williston leads 13-0 after the first quarter of play. At the end of one from Hannah Field, it's Valley City 6 and Jamestown scoreless in 11A football, battle of 1 and 2 out in the city of Bridges. Here in Castleton after one quarter, the Squirrels looking to get up by 3 scores. Mitchell handles some time, goes for the post pattern, incomplete at the goal line as that was for Chapeski, and that'll make it a third down upcoming. So Mitchell now through the air, 3 of 6 for 19 yards. Looked like EEK was more in a zone that time, at least on the back end, rushing 4 here for the Thunder. As we mentioned earlier, both kickers so far in warm-ups were hitting from 30 to 40 yards, pretty consistently from 30 to 35, but for Central Cass, they would like to get to the 2 and make it a goal-to-goal situation. Lamar comes across, handoff Wisniewski, makes a cutback to the 5, Wisniewski to the 2, he stretches into the end zone, touchdown! Central Cass. Wisniewski has his third, make it second rushing touchdown of the night, and Central Cass leads it 20-7. 6 carries, 2 touchdowns, and 127 yards here for Wisniewski as the Squirrels will look to tack it on one more time on our Bank North scoreboard. Back-to-back rushing touchdowns here by Wisniewski. This the 13-yard variety as Verkota comes on for the point after attempt. Right-footed kick is good, and a new score on our Bank North scoreboard. It's 21-0 Squirrels on your live event.
This is Bailey Scott, a senior at Fargo Davies High School and the 2022-23 North Dakota High School Activities Association Distinguished Student. Educational athletics, including games like this one, teach a lifetime values such as respect for your opponents, coaches, officials, and classmates. There are few better places than athletic competition to demonstrate respect for others. By your demonstration of respect for those participating and watching today, you underscore that the most important part of high school competition is the people involved and not the game itself. A public service message from the North Dakota High School Activities Association and this radio station.
As we continue here on your live event, Central Cass with the touchdown after the Wisniewski rush. Let's take a look at your out-of-town scoreboard here. Some scores continue to trickle in throughout the state of North Dakota here tonight. We will get to a handful of these as these come across in 9-man football. New Salem Olmont all over Hettinger County, 22-0. Hillsborough Central Valley, after one quarter play, led Rugby 7-0 in 11B football. Here's the kickoff. This goes to the 15-yard line here for the Thunder, as the Thunder will get tripped up at about the 30 as Sailor has been busy tonight here in the back end for EK on the kickoff opportunities. So be at the 30-yard line here for the Thunder. EEK, reminder, they opened the game with the ball, so Central Cass will start in the third quarter with the football. So EEK will handle it here for their first drive of the second quarter. As they spread you out, just like Central Cass does. Shotgun formation for Nitschke. Nitschke has some time, lofts it down the field. That'll be incomplete at the 50-yard line, as that'll make it now a second down and long upcoming. So far, Nitschke 2 of 5 through the air for 25 yards, and this is where EEK has found themselves more times than not in these second and long and third and long situations. The one thing for Coach Garrett Irie, he did say this group has been resilient even though they haven't found the results so far this season, and it's also created opportunities for younger kids, kind of that old learn by fire mode a little bit for some of these guys getting to play against maybe grades that are 1, 2, or even 3 years older than you. Quick screen to Cromlick on the boundary, and Cromlick gets to the 32-yard line where he's met up there and wrapped up for a couple of yards for the tackle coming here for Central Cass, as that'll make it a third down upcoming now for EEK. So Cromlick with all 3 catches of the night, and 3rd and 7 is upcoming. One thing Coach Irie did say about going up against Central Cass, well, Coach, you can tell they're athletic. They fly over the ball and also very experienced. So he was taking a look at this game and next week against Kindred as more and more learning and growing opportunities for the guys that are coming back next season for the Thunder. Screen game, and Caruth gets obliterated at the 30-yard line. Bringing the lumber is Bifford here for Central Cass. That was a 3-yard loss. And Caruth, one catch, but Bifford snuffed it out perfectly here. That was textbook. 4th down upcoming and a punting situation here for EEK as Central Cass will look to continue to add on here as the punt comes here for Duran. Low punt, but Duran right-footed kick high, end over end. This will come to about the 41-yard line for Majo, who's wrapped up at the 39, maybe the 38. Here for EEK, making the tackle on the outside. Looks to be on the interior there, and Ivan Caruth. So this will be back to about the 38-yard line. And now for Central Cass, they will handle it here on our Bank North scoreboard. Central Cass, state championship, came back in 1980 over Watford City. They're trying to get back to a state title and put another one on the board here in Castleton. But the eastern side of the state has been awfully good in recent years in this division of football. Winding up is Mitchell down the field. Incomplete at the 20-yard line. Looking for Cooper Johnson, which would have been about a 40-yard pitch and catch in the air. Instead, it's an incompletion. Central Cass took a shot there right off the bat on 1st down. Now makes it 2nd and long. One thing, though, looking at Central Cass in terms of this region, going back to Oaks, that was a night where it was a lot of rain, 11 turnovers in that game combined, 5 by Oaks, 6 by Central Cass. In that contest, that's a game they would love to have back, but take care of business tonight. You know you're in the playoffs, and it's a matter of are you the 2 or the 3 seed. Right now, Mitchell bringing Thunder players with him to midfield as coming in for the tackle is going to be Devin Duran, the sophomore defensive lineman, but not before a rush on the way by the QB of 12 yards. Mitchell a little shifty going so far. You kind of have those high legs going at particular times in practice, paying off for him right now. So with 9:40 left to play here in the first half, Central Cass so far a touchdown, interception, touchdown, and touchdown here on their 4 drives. We'll see what happens here on their 5th of half number 1. Motion man is Lamar again. EEK. They're going to bring 4. Handoff Wisniewski. Wisniewski to the 40-yard line. 35 spins at the 30. Now to the 20 and a 30-yard rush. But hold the phone. We do have a flag back at the 49, and it will be a holding penalty here on Central Cass. So bring it back, and it'll be 1st and about 19 now upcoming for the Squirrels. So negate the penalty. But Central Cass has been able to open up some holes so far up front for the running backs that have been able to carry the ball here tonight. And this will be from the spot of the foul, and for the Squirrels, they will have their first official penalty here of the evening. Also here tonight on your live event, Northern Cass and Oak Grove, Sargent County going up against the Kindred Vikings. Hillsborough Central Valley and Rugby. Halftime, HCV leads Rugby 7-0. Also, the Highliners lead Jamestown 13-6 with 7:36 left to play in half number 1 in 11A football. This will be a handoff here for the Squirrels, getting back to about the line, and that is it. As Crochet will come on for the carry here for Central Cass. Your live event, we will have some coverage as well for the postseason coming up for volleyball and high school football. Check out our website, yourliveevent.com. The games are free, on demand, and you can rewatch them on YouTube as well by hitting the subscribe button on our YouTube page by searching Your Live Event. So check out yourliveevent.com for some postseason action upcoming here in the coming weeks. All day to throw for Mitchell. Mitchell throws it down the field, incomplete. as he had Lamar at the 45 and Johnson at the 40, unable to hit either of them, makes it now 3rd and long. 9B playoffs, they have 5 rounds starting up next week. 11B, they have 4 rounds starting up on the 22nd. 11A and AA with 3 rounds starting in the quarterfinals on the 28th. But all roads lead to the Fargo Dome on Friday, November the 11th for high school football fans. Shotgun formation, EEK with 3 down linemen. Motion man goes Lamar. Mitchell handles some time. Looks for Lamar, incomplete as they're trying to set up a little screenplay there. And for Central Cass, they will have to come out and punt the football. So Mitchell has missed his last 5 throws, 3 of 9 for 19 yards and an interception. And for the Squirrels, that 30-yard run coming back on the penalty makes it now a punting situation upcoming here for Riker Brush as he will be at the 30-yard line. Mason Mullen stands back at the 25 for EEK as a play clock getting close to about 10 seconds. This will be the first punt of the evening for Central Cass. Here's the boot on the way by Riker, and that is a beauty. Mullen's going to allow that to come across, and perfect hit at the 15-yard line for a punt of 43 yards. And talk about flipping the field there for Central Cass. EEK with all 3 timeouts remaining, the same for Central Cass in this first half. Chris Crick behind the scenes. Chase Miller with you here on Farmers Union Insurance Field in Castleton. For EEK, it's about sustainability right now in terms of a drive. A lot of 2, 3 and out. Maybe you get a quick play for a first and you have to give the ball right back. EEK will love to put a 4 or 5 play drive together and get a first down with Caruth. Instead, Caruth is going to get buried for a tackle for a loss back at the 13-yard line. Coming in as Ryan Stafford again. You just saw him give him a big bear hug, and that'll make it a 2nd and long upcoming. So far, unable to get the ground game going here for EEK. And that's what we've said here tonight is just the inability for EEK to just get 2 or 3 quality plays and put a 7, 8, 9 play drive together. And give credit to Central Cass, their speed right now, able to wrap up and also make some pretty good form tackles. Shotgun formation for Nitschke. Nitschke looking down the middle. Cromlech got tripped up at the 25. Inadvertently just got tripped up by the secondary there of Central Cass coming across, as on the outside you have Saylor running down the near sideline trying to open up a hole for Cromlech, and if Cromlech was there, that was some tight coverage. It'll bring up 3rd and long now here for EEK. So far through the air for Nitschke, 4 of 8 for 29 yards. Longest play from scrimmage for the Thunder, a 25-yard completion to Cromlech back in the first quarter. 3rd and long as they will need their own 25 for the first yet again here for the Thunder. Play action. This one comes across. Incomplete. Biffert delivers another hit. This time it comes on Cromlech. It would have been shy of the first down for about a gain of 7. Instead, it makes it now a 4th down. Bifford has been textbook here tonight on how to wrap up and make some plays, and EEK will come on to punt this football away. This will be back at the goal line here for EEK. This one hops the punter. Able to get that one off. It's a high punt that goes into the blackened sky. This will roll and take a EEK roll to about the 40 at the 39-yard line. 26-yard punt here for the Thunder as the Squirrels take over in positive territory for the 3rd time here today. Busy coming month here and coming weeks on your live events. We'll have some Class B volleyball tournaments for you, some Class A as well. State volleyball this year at the Bismarck Event Center, November 17th through the 19th. And Region 1, it's going to be at Enderlin this year, coming up in the first part of November. For Central Cass, shotgun formation. Having some time is Mitchell holding it incomplete across the middle, as that was to Chapeski at about the 35-yard line. Mitchell's handled some time where he's almost kind of had some feet to chant a move left, move right, sky across the field. Just hasn't been able to find that consistency so far here for Central Cass, as we'll see where the Squirrels go on 2nd and long. As they have Wisniewski in the backfield. To the right-hand side here of Mitchell. Motion man is Lamar. Handoff Wisniewski at the 40 to 35-yard line, and a shoestring tackle to the 31-yard line. And what's coming in is going to be Greg Fewer, the sophomore outside linebacker, for a gain of 9. Wisniewski now 7 carries for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns here for the junior for Central Cass. As the Squirrels will come out 3rd down and 1 here for Central Cass. They will need the Thunder 30-yard line to continue to move the chains. Shotgun formation again. Little read option. Wisniewski has the first down. 25-20. Now to the 15 to the 10. Wisniewski into the end zone for a hat trick. Isaac Wisniewski, for the 3rd time tonight, has a rushing touchdown as that one goes to the house for 31 yards. Touchdown run. 167 yards rushing for Wisniewski on 8 carries here for Central Cass. And a point after attempt upcoming here for the Squirrels. It's been the Wisniewski show so far here tonight as Cruchet comes on for the point after attempt. Right-footed kick is up and through the uprights. And a new score on our Bank North scoreboard. All Squirrels in the first half. 14 points in the first and 14 points in the second. They lead it by 28 on our Bank North scoreboard.
Degelman does put the effort and time into their employees by training them.
It's something that you think you couldn't do, but you can actually do it because you were trained to do it.
Once I got my confidence up, now I just feel pride.
I'm very proud to be leading the team that builds the toughest product in the manufacturing and agricultural industry.
As we come back here in 11B football, Velva leads Bishop Ryan at the half, 8-0. We mentioned earlier Hillsborough Central Valley over Rugby at the half, 7-0 as well. We'll continue to bring you some out-of-town scores as those come in throughout the broadcast here tonight. But EEK been unable to find a way to tame the junior running back in Wisniewski here for Central Cass. End over end kick all the way back to the 5-yard line here, as this will be a Cromlick. Cromlick weaving his way to about the 25, making the 26-yard line. And EEK will handle the rock upcoming with 6:07 left to play here in the first half. 7 possessions so far here for the Thunder in this first half of play. Combined, it's the 13th possession between the Squirrels and the Thunder. But that's what you get with some quick 3-and-outs and also a high-paced offense as well with Central Cass. The Thunder trips left, one to the near sideline here. Nitschke with the motion man coming in the backfield. Little pitch play upcoming to the 25-yard line. And taking a shot at the 27 is Mason Mullen. Look out. As that'll be the senior defensive lineman, and the Thunder, they've gotten a lot of hits coming at them here tonight. That'll be a 1-yard rush on the way for Mullen. And that'll be the 4th different EEK player to have a rush here this evening. 5:30 left to play in the first half. Halftime show brought to you in part by our friends at First Class Mortgage. Still to come. Recap the first half numbers. Take a look at how we got to this point in the game and more. Shotgun formation. Rolling is Nitschke. Nitschke pops it down the field. That'll be at the 40-yard line. Incomplete. Looking for the intended receiver of Saylor and makes it now 3rd down and long. So 3rd and long upcoming here. As this will be coming up for EEK, and very similar situation for Coach Garrett Irie and what we've seen. And that is just the 3rd and long, the 3rd and 5, the 3rd and 7, the 3rd and 10 here so far this evening. So 3rd down upcoming here for EEK. Pitch play, Caruth goes to the outside here. Caruth breaks it to about the 30-yard line, trying to keep Squirrels with them, and a flag comes out. Right now it's about a gain of 6 to the 32-yard line, barring the penalty. But sometimes where you have the penalty, either a hold or maybe a face mask is where it comes, depending on you're finishing a tackle or someone is trying to finish a block on the outside. And it's the flag at the 32. They need the 36 for the first down. Will be a personal foul here. This will be on Central Cass. So have the 6 yards on the rush and a first down on top of it. 7 carries now for 2 yards for Caruth. For Central Cass, this will be their second penalty of the night for 25 yards. And for EEK, they will be all the way up now to about midfield here for the Thunder. The Thunder trying to get on the scoreboard here for the first time tonight. Cut into this deficit and get something going here late in this first half of play. For Central Cass, they would love a stop, love a score, and then they start with the football in the 3rd quarter. Then we would be talking about running time. Shotgun formation for Nitschke. Nitschke winds up, delivers incomplete to Cromlick as you had that one on the play here for Central Cass, and Michaels was the coverage. Makes it now 2nd and 10. EEK this season, they lost on a 41-yard field goal at home to Fargo Oak Grove on September the 23rd. Also a one-possession loss back on August the 26th in Hunter against Northern Cass, their 2 closest games this season, 21-13. 2nd and 10. Caruth goes right up the middle to the 50-yard line, and he gets tripped up right at midfield here for a 3-yard gain. So 8 carries now for 5 yards for Caruth, makes it 3rd and 7. And for EEK and head coach Garrett Irie, like to at least get another 3 to 4 yards here to make it 4th down and short. Opportunity here for the Thunder. So far, we've seen Nitschke really target Cromlick a lot here tonight. 2 wide receivers again, both left and right. We'll see if the Squirrels bring some pressure. So far, 4 men at the line. They're going to bring an outside backer. They bring 5, and that's going to be picked off in the backfield. Here goes Central Cass. The Squirrels with Cooper Johnson. Cooper Johnson to the 15, to the 10, and Cooper Johnson will have a 55-yard interception return and make it 1st and goal situation here for Central Cass. Cooper Johnson with the pick here for the Squirrels. For that homecoming royalty here tonight that we will talk a little bit more about at the half, but the interception upcoming here for EEK puts the Squirrels knocking at the door here at the 9-yard line for their 4th time starting in their opponent's side of the football field. Shotgun formation for Mitchell. Mitchell has some time. Might tuck and run now at the 5. Makes a man miss. Send to the end zone. Touchdown, Central Cass. Braden Mitchell goes 9 yards for the rushing touchdown. His 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. And it's all Squirrels here at half number 1. Squirrel. Number 6. 3 carries for 31 yards and a score for Mitchell. 1 play right after the pick. It was a layup opportunity for the Central Cass Squirrels, and they were able to finish off there with a Mitchell rushing touchdown. So far, 5 scores today for Central Cass, all via the ground game for the Squirrels. As Verkota will come on for the point after attempt. This one might have got blocked at the line, and it's incomplete, but Central Cass does extend their lead now to 34-0 on our Bank North score.
We've been around long enough to know that research in the lab reaps rewards in the field. At the Cess van der Haaf Innovation Center, we're working to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. We're dedicated to improving what we produce, so you can be too. Contact your local Cess van der Haaf dealer to learn about our varieties suited for your soils, because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Ses van der Hav, a passion that grows.
Well, if you're looking for some plans during the weekend in the month of October, check out the Lost in the Valley Corn Maze and Pumpkin Patch at the Red River Valley Fair, going on Fridays through Sundays until October the 30th. There's a kid straw bale maze, pumpkin bowling, cornhole, and more. Tickets available at redrivervalleyfair.com. Plus, make sure to check out their website and social media page updates regarding special events and weather throughout the month. Admission is $10 per person. Ages 2 and under are free at the Valley Corn Maze and Pumpkin Patch at the Red River Valley Fair. This one, end over end kick to about the 13-yard line, as it'll be with Cromlick. Cromlick has a little bit of a lane past the 30 to the 35 for a 32-yard return. And EEK, they've had really good field position here so far in this first half. Just haven't been able to capitalize on it quite yet. The 8th possession here for EEK in this first half, as they will handle it now at the 35-yard line. It's been punts, turnover on down, and also an interception here for the Thunder. Contest that kicked off 53 minutes ago. We got a timeout on the field. This will be the first timeout by Ellendale Edgeley Kulm, but this will allow us to take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here before we get to the half on your live event. Shiloh leads Southern McLean out west 23-8. Halftime in 11A football. Fargo South and Bismarck St. Mary's tied at 7 apiece. Shanley in the 25th Street Showdown meets Fargo Davies 27-21. That's been a good game so far in the south end of Fargo. Get to some more scores upcoming after one quarter of play in Mayville. Mayport CG all over Maple River 32-0 after 12 minutes of play. So if that holds, Mayport CG will be a seeded team and go into the postseason with a bye, while Maple River will host either the winner of Hankinson or Richland upcoming in the 9B playoffs a week from Saturday. After the timeout by EEK, that again is their first. So far, 20 points in this quarter scored by the Thunder, by the Squirrels. The Thunder looking to get on the scoreboard here. I'll have a reverse play after the pitch to Carruth. This will come to the outside here, and that's to the Thunder to Sailor at the 49. Ball comes up, picked up by Central Cass, and it will be a fumble recovery, and Cooper Johnson is there for the fumble recovery. A perfect opportunity as they have Carruth, and they hit the reverse to Sailor for the first down, but as he got popped, Cooper Johnson picks up the ball, and now Central Cass will have their 8th possession of the first quarter, and this will be at the 46-yard line of EEK. So second turnover of the game here for the Thunder. Motion man is Lamar, as Lamar comes across, looking for a block, gets one by Wisniewski, 40-yard line, 35, Lamar 30, and taken down at about the 25-yard line here for a gain of 21 here for Lamar. Lamar, 2 carries now for 27 yards and a score. And Central Cass, they don't have to be in any hurry here with the football. As again, up by 5 scores. Also, you take a look and you say you get the ball to start the third quarter of play. So for Coach Butler, execution, put it in the end zone, take some time off the clock here, and then get to your halftime festivities for the homecoming court, which will be announced here on the field at the half. Shotgun formation. Mitchell looking, firing down the field. That's going to be incomplete to Cooper Johnson in the back left corner. And that'll make that second down upcoming here for Central Cass. Wisniewski, 8 carries, $167 on the ground. You have Mitchell, 3 carries for 31. Mitchell through the air has 3 completions for 19 yards. 2 of those going to Chase Bachmeyer for 16 yards. 1 interception, 2 penalties so far for Central Cass. Now at 40 degrees, kickoff was at 47, so getting closer to freezing here as this one will go to Cooper Johnson to the 20-yard line. Johnson to the 15, breaks a tackle to the 10, and he gets down for a 15-yard completion. Johnson will have his first reception of the evening for the senior here. And now it's going to be a goal-to-goal situation here. First and goal, ball spotted at the 10-yard line here for Central Cass. Squirrels took the opening drive of the game for a touchdown. They will have 4 plays, 41 seconds went off the clock for 40 yards and a touchdown on their first drive on offense, and they haven't looked back since so far in this contest. Mitchell, QB keeper to the 10, to the 5, breaks a tackle, cuts back in, slithers his way. He's close, and he's down to about the 1-yard line. So Mitchell, 4 carries now for 40 yards, and Central Cass knocking on the door 3 feet away from getting the end zone here for the 6th time here tonight. As they get the play clock for ready for play here. As we're underneath 2 minutes left to play here in this first half. Mitchell and Wisniewski in the backfield. We'll see if it's a handoff or QB keeper. QB keeper pitched out to the outside of Lamar for the touchdown. It'll be a 1-yard pitch and catch, and Central Cass is back in the end zone for Lamar's 2nd touchdown of the night. One-yard touchdown pass there by Mitchell. Lamar now 2 catches for 4 yards and a score after having a 2-yard, and that's a tough play to defend. You fake the read option, and if everybody comes across, you just hold one of the wide receivers out in the boundary, and able to see him was Mitchell for the touchdown. Here's the point after attempt. This one is through the uprights, and a new score with 100 seconds left to play in the first half. It's all Central Cass. Thunder Bank North score.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region with the Coaches Show every Wednesday night on YourLiveEvent.com.
Goes deep down the middle, has a man, Soka Porter! Soka Porter to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and taken down there.
We'll dive into the latest stories from North Dakota and Minnesota.
And there's the block by Reese.
That's the Coaches Show with me, Joe Lancello, on YourLiveEvent.com every Wednesday night starting at 7.
As we return here to Farmers Union Insurance Field here in Castleton. And this one on the tee again will be Rakota here for Central Cass at the 40-yard line. And over end kick that goes to the 15. Cromlick is there to the 25-30 and gets wrapped up for a 15-yard return as EEK will have 2 timeouts to work with in 96 seconds. Trying to go the 70 yards for the touchdown. Or at least get into field goal range for Damian Duran, as we mentioned earlier, was hitting from 30 to 40 in warm-ups earlier tonight, but that was when the weather was a little warmer and the sun was out. And it's been a pretty nice night, all things considered. The wind is down 40 degrees on the turf here in Castleton as the Thunder will come out. As they'll handle it under center this time with the junior in Jacob Nitschke. Nitschke goes to Caruth on the pitch play. Caruth gets the outside here, and then he gets met right at the line, as that's not going too much anywhere there, as Wisniewski is in on the tackle, and that'll bring up 2nd and long. 9 carries, now for 5 yards for Caruth. 4 different Thunder players have had the ability to rush the football here tonight. EEK will make it 2nd down and long upcoming. with two wide receivers, both left and right. Shotgun formation again, four-man line. This one will be right up the middle, trying to push his way to about the 30 and the 31 is Nitschke for about a gain of 1. And that'll make it 3rd and now 9. And for EEK, if they keep this one on the ground, there's about 5 seconds between the play clock and the game clock, as you can see it there on our screen. One completion or just one more run, that'll end off this first half of play where Central Cass has already amassed 41 points. And a lot of yards on the ground here for the Squirrels. QB keeper for Nitschke, who spins his way. A quick snap that time goes to about the 35 for a gain of 4 yards. That'll do it for the first half of play if there's no timeouts. And on our Bank North scoreboard, 14 points in the first quarter, 27 points in the second. EEK scoreless in both the first and the second quarter. On our Bank North scoreboard, it's 41-0. The Central Cass Squirrels lead the Thunder here on your live events. Our First Class Mortgage halftime show is next.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a local golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities, there hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
If you want help from a firm that has integrity and respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the betterment of the community, look no farther than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys has dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, Natick, Page, and Castleton. Or view our website, www.onsteadlaw.com.
As an American Family Agent, I look out for what matters to you, even when nothing's wrong. This is Chris Heisey. Visit me online at chrisheisey.com. These days, everyone wants to save money. I can show you how easy it is by having multiple policies. By combining your auto and homeowner's insurance, I can put some change back into your pocket. My website again is chrisheisey.com. I want to be your American Family Agent.
American Family Insurance.
As we come back here in our First Class halftime show, they are bringing out the homecoming coronation here as Cassandra Bartholomew is escorted by Josiah Crandall here. Also coming out will be Delaney Cotton and Ashton Chapesky here for Central Cass. Delaney Cotton escorted by bringing the daughter of Adam and Sarah. Also, Ashton is the son of Judd and Melissa. Cassandra and Josiah here again. Prior to them, the couple. Cassandra is the daughter of Micah and Karen Bartholomew. Josiah is the son of Jerome and Lori Crandall here. For the Central Cass Squirrels, they have 5 of the 6 of homecoming royalty are football players here, and the homecoming king is a football player as well. This is our First Class Mortgage halftime show, as Claire Cotton is escorted by Cooper Johnson coming out here. Claire is the daughter of Adam and Sarah Cotton, and also the twin sister of Delaney. You have Cooper is the son of Chad and Lindsay Johnson here. Cooper has been involved in football, baseball, track, basketball, and wrestling. First Class Mortgage is more than just their company name. It's the way they do business. Whether you're buying a new home or refinancing your existing mortgage, their dedicated team takes time to understand your financial situation as they provide first-class service, first-class knowledge, and first-class experience and the lowest interest rates. For more information, go online to firstclasscorp.com. That again is firstclasscorp.com, providing our First Class Mortgage halftime show. The fourth couple here is Tori Richter and Owen Wiersma. Tori is the daughter of Todd and Gail Richter. Owen is the son of Darcy and Mike. as Owen is not playing here after getting rolled up on last week against the Kinder Vikings, but Tori Richter and Owen Wiersma, a lot of talent as we've seen in prior years for those two particular here. Students and seniors here on homecoming night. Coming up next is Shelby Sherman and Andrew Meyer. Shelby is the son of Scott and Tracy, while Andy is the son of Brad and Janelle here. As Andrew is in the National Honor Society, also Shelby, part of the National Society crew as well. And as we're getting ready for the King and Queen here in a moment, as they will come out here in 1 second, the homecoming King and Queen of 2022 here for Central Cass is the Queen, DeConte Smith, and then Andrew Canute. That is Drew Canute here for Central Cass. But again, the Queen, DeConte Smith, heading to Northern State, upcoming here to play collegiate basketball a year from now. And then Andrew Canute here, the senior, is the king. DeConte, Patrick, and Martha Smith. Drew is the son of Aaron and Tina as well. Prom committee, big brother and big sister here for DeConte. Some of the sports, well, for Drew, part of the National Honor Society, esports, and more here for the Central Cass Squirrels. So Drew and DeConte, your king and queen. And as you see it right there, that is your 2022 homecoming court here for the Central Cass Squirrels as they are introduced here on the football field in Castleton. The Central Cass Squirrels lead at 41-0 over Ellendale Edgeley Kulm. When we come back after this, we'll recap the stats in this first half of play between the Squirrels and the Thunder on your live event. This is the First Class Mortgage Halftime Show.
Team at Maple River Grain and Agronomy wishes the best of luck to the players in today's game. Maple River Grain and Agronomy is proudly serving producers, accessing markets, and building relationships in eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. They offer a variety of grain marketing and agronomy solutions. See the latest updates by following MRGA on social media. They're active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Check out the website at mrga.com to learn more about Maple River Grain and Agronomy and how they can serve you and your operation.
Here it's way more hands-on. The college has better equipment than the shop I'm at now. Like, you name it, they got it. You get to use your tools and your hands a lot more. My name is Sean, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like, every time I go to a meeting, like, everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
Central Cass School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community, and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow in the new space and move forward with excellence.
As we continue here on our halftime show from Castleton, let's take a look at your out-of-town scoreboard. Bismarck, St. Mary's, and Fargo South tied at 7 in 11A football. At the half, Valley City over Jamestown in Valley City, 20-6. Highliners, that's number 1 versus number 2 in 11A. Grand Forks, Red River all over West Fargo Horace, 35-0. And at the half, West Fargo Cheyenne rolling West Fargo, 28-rip. At the half for the Mustangs over the Packers. From there, some other scores going on across the state of North Dakota. Lemoore Litchell Marion in 9B football leads Wymer Lidgerwood at the half, 30-18 in Lemoore for the top-rated Lobos. in Region 2, Mayport CG leads Maple River 32-16. So Maple River with 16 points in the second quarter. And Hatton North were going to punch their ticket to the postseason as they lead Enderlin at the half 42-8 right now. And Beulah in 11B football leads Dickinson Trinity at the half 22-19. Miners over the Titans out west in 11B football. Third quarter of play in rugby, it's HCV 7 and rugby scoreless in the quickest football game known to man after 3 quarters of play up in rugby on Highway 2 between the Burros and the Panthers. Mandan all over Dickinson in 11 AA football, 27-0. Those are a look at your out-of-town scores here on your live event. We'll take one more quick break. When we come back after this, take a look at some of the first half numbers on our First Class Mortgage halftime show.
Hey, what you doing?
Crawling around under my planter trying to figure out if I need any maintenance parts replaced.
It's harvest time, buddy.
Yeah, I know, but the guys at RDK Enterprises keep reminding me to check now, just in case I need something ordered.
What do I look for?
Just give RDK a call and ask some questions. They are the guys I go to for answers.
This is Chris from RDK Enterprises, your local precision planting dealer. We will answer all of your planter questions or come out to your farm and take a look at your planter. Give us a call, 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Honesty, loyalty, integrity. At Bank North, we've remained true to these values for generations. They shape the way we do business, work with customers, and support our communities. We've been here for more than a century, helping people grow farms and businesses, finance homes, and pursue their dreams. It's values-based banking, and it's all about working together to strengthen the common threads that bind us together. Bank North, always true.
At Cass County Mutual Insurance Company, they provide services to homeowners, farm owners, tenants, seasonal dwellings, mobile homes, and farm and personal liability. Cass County Mutual Insurance provides local service to all policyholders and is working with clients in 19 counties in the southeast portion of North Dakota. For more information about Cass County Mutual Insurance Company or to find an agent closest to you, go online to CassCountyMutualInsuranceCompany.com and use their agent locator. At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471.
As we come back here on our First Class Mortgage halftime show, let's take a look at the first half numbers in this one. Total yards for Central Cass, 272 yards of offense, 237 on the ground on 15 carries here for the Squirrels. For EEK so far, just 39 yards of total offense, 13 yards on 16 attempts with 29 yards through the air. First half a play, no flags for EEK. Central Cass 2 for 25, 1 turnover by the Squirrels, 2 by the Thunder. Individual numbers here for Central Cass. Isaac Wisniewski, 8 carries, 167 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Mitchell, 4 carries for 40 yards and a score. Lamar with 2 carries, 27 yards and a score. And Verkota has 1 carry for 3 yards. Through the air, Braden Mitchell is 5 of 13 for 1 interception. And so far, 35 yards and 1 touchdown as well. Lamar, 2 receptions for a touchdown. You have Bachmeyer, 2 receptions for 16 yards. And Cooper Johnson, 1 reception for 15 yards here for Central Cass. On the opposite side for Ellendale Edgeley Kulm here, their leading rusher in that first half was Nitschke, 5 carries for 7 yards. Caruth, Ivan, 9 carries for 5 yards. Cromwell, 1 for 0, and Mullen, 1 for 1 yard. Jacob Nitschke through the air, 4 of 12 for 29 yards and an interception. 3 receptions by Cromlake for 32 yards, and you have 1 for -3 for Ivan Caruth here for Ellendale Edgeley Kulm. After tonight for EEK, they will wrap up the season at Kindred for the Central Cass Squirrels after tonight. They have a bye week next week, and then it's a matter of the 2 or the 3. Bar minimum tonight with this win, they'll for surely be the 3 seed. They could end up being the 2, but they would need Lisbon to beat Oaks tonight. If Oaks beats Lisbon, Central Cass is locked in on the 3. They would have to either travel to Bottineau, Thompson, or Hillsborough Central Valley in the first round, barring the outcomes and games of what's going to happen tomorrow between Thompson at Bottineau, then Thompson at HCV. Wraps up next week to end the regular season. So if Oaks wins tonight, Central Cass is for surely going to end up be the number 3 seed here in this region via the head-to-head again with Oaks and the Central Cass Squirrels. If Lisbon beats Oaks tonight, Lisbon clinches a spot in the playoffs, and if they beat Sargent County, all of a sudden Lisbon, Central Cass, and Oaks would tie for that 2 seed, and a point differential would be the determining factor of the 2 seed, and Central Cass right now looks really good in that. So that's how the Squirrels would need to end up being the number 2 seed. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, that wraps it up on our First Class Mortgage halftime show. When we come back after this, we'll get to the third quarter play. End of the third quarter in Oaks. Here's a score. Oaks 21, Lisbon 6. So Oaks wins that game again. Central Cass would only end up being the 3 seed, but Oaks right now leads 21-6 at the end of the third quarter in that game. That again does it for our First Class Mortgage halftime show. For more information, go online to firstclasscorp.com or stop by their location on 13th Avenue in Fargo. It's the Squirrels 41, EEK Scoreless here on your live event.
From all of us at Enbridge, thank you.
Thank you. Miigwech, and thank you for working on Line 3 replacement.
Thank you to everyone who supported this project.
Construction is complete on a new and safer pipeline that will deliver the North American energy that we all rely on every day. And it's done thanks to the support and hard work of thousands of people. I'm grateful for every single voice of support and every hour of labor put into this project. Thank you.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Your local Castleton agents, Scott Kramer and Tyler Wasleen, wish the Squirrels the best of luck this postseason.
Central Cass will start with the football to begin this third quarter play on our Bank North scoreboard here as EEK gets this one underway, which will be running time to start the second half as Central Cass will handle it back at the 7-yard line here to about the 25-30. Opportunity to make a cut here is Urbach all the way out to about the 35 and close to about the 40-yard line. So good return there by the sophomore, and the Squirrels will handle it first and 10 at the 20, make that 41-yard line. Their 9th possession here for Central Cass. This will be to start the third quarter play for the Squirrels, and if you're head coach Tommy Butler, chance to maybe have one more drive with some of your starters out there, mix in a little bit of some of the junior varsity players as well as this continues here to about the 44-yard line. Have a flag back at the 49 after the run that time by the Squirrels, but we'll see what the penalty is on, as that is, again, in the secondary at the 49. Right now, it's currently a 3-yard rush by Urbach. That'll be a holding penalty on Central Cass. This will be their third penalty of the evening for now 35 yards, and pick it up and mark it off, and we'll have a first down upcoming again. Right now for the Squirrels on the outside at some of their wide receiver spot, and Sam Zemer, the junior, also is Michaels. Jayton, a senior, outside now. And then in the slot position looks to be Cale Pearson, the sophomore here for Central Cass. Squirrels are bringing some fresh faces also up front here. Canute getting some playing time, the homecoming king at the right tackle spot. This one bobbled almost on the exchange, and going to about the 39-yard line is going to be Urbach. So Urbach gets 5 yards on the rush. Second carry of the night now for 8 yards. And Coach Butler will continue to have Brandon Mitchell out at the QB spot. Also playing some line is Brady Plants, a sophomore here. So some, again, new faces for head coach Tommy Butler and the Central Cass Squirrels, looking to get to 6-2 with this win here on the season. Handoff, making a man miss, getting to about the 40-yard line, and that goes to about the 13 on the rush upcoming here, as it'll be the freshman Colton Crochet. We'll get another couple of yards upcoming here. And I'll make it 3rd down and 8 for the Central Cass Squirrels. Well, for Tommy Butler, the one thing said to us in the pregame show, wanted to put the Kinderlust behind him. He loved the week of practice that they've had coming back to the field on Monday, and you can see why so far and how they've been able to play. Mitchell loads the time, airs it down the field. It's picked off at the 23-yard line, as this will be to about the 25. And for EEK, that's their second interception of the night, and that's going to be with Cromlick at the 25-yard line. A work on 3rd down and long like a punt, but still the second turnover of the night here for the Central Cass Squirrels. So for EEK, they force a turnover here to begin this second half of play, and the Thunder will handle it here at the 25-yard line as we get ready to get this first possession here for the Thunder, as this goes to Caruth, and Caruth gets to about the 25-yard line, and that's it. 10 carries for 5 yards here for the Thunder again up front. The junior and Jameis Tim. You have the guards of Devin Duran and Tucker Hahn, both sophomores, bookended by the brothers, the Klusman brothers. The right tackle, the sophomore Eli. The left tackle is Noah. Wideouts of Mullen, Cromlick, Saylor, and Gelberg, with Caruth and Nitschke in the backfield, and Jacob Nitschke, the quarterback. 2nd and 10. Nitschke goes down the field, looks for Cromlick, incomplete at the 40-yard line, and that'll make it 3rd and 10. So 3rd and long upcoming here for EEK, as now the Thunder, it's just been something they've been unable to hit the big deep ball down the field. Now 4 of 13 through the air is Nitschke, as the Squirrels will force another 3rd and long upcoming. 3rd down here for EDK. Trips to near sideline. We'll see how the Squirrels come out defensively. If they bring some pressure, they'll just bring for a little stun up front, though, as they're going to have a chance to get to Nitschke, and they wrap him in the backfield for a loss. The stunt up front worked, as Central Cass is able to get there. Eli Boer was part of the party for the sack back to the 20-yard line. Makes it 4th and 15 now. They were able to bring the defensive end into the A-gap and then pop out the defensive tackle the outside with that little stump move, and that gave them enough to get to the quarterback for the sack here, and EEK will have to come on and punt the football. As they do, a high end over end. That goes to the 50-yard line here for Central Cass. Fumbles the ball, gets it right back here at Pearson. Pearson to the 40-yard line, to the 35, still on his feet. Pearson can go to the house. Pearson to the end zone. Touchdown, Central Cass. Pearson goes 55 yards for the score, and the Squirrels lead it now 47-0. Pearson, well, if you want to win in all 3 phases of the game, we've got a passing touchdown. Cooper Johnson had a 55-yard pick that went to the 10-yard line. A play later, a score, so you can really give the defense with the hockey assist on that one. And now you have special teams, so all 3 phases here tonight for head coach Tommy Butler's crew has come out, as we'll have a new PAT opportunity here. This looks like potentially this will come on, and that'll be Vibey on the way for the PAT is good. Alexander Vibe from Norway on to get the point after attempt, and Central Cast now leads it 48-0.
Buying a new home.
Live events. It's Central Cast and EEK here in what is a scoreless ball game for the Thunder, but for the Central Cast Squirrels, 48 points this season. Their season high is 49 against Northern Cass. So one touchdown away from breaking that. The most points that EEK has given up this season is now here against Central Cast. Their previous high was 46 against the Lisbon Broncos. So Central Cast again needs a win, and they need some help in Lisbon and Oaks, but after 3 quarters of play, it was Oaks 21, Lisbon 6. They would need a win, then a Lisbon win to propel them to the number 2 spot. If Lisbon loses tonight, Central Cast would be going on the road to either Botno, Thompson, or Hillsborough Central Valley next 2 weeks from now as a 3 seed from Region 1. Central Cast ready to put this one on the tee. This one gonna bounce to the 27, take a slow roll to about the 20-yard line, and EEK with the return up to the 40, to the 41 with Sailor here for EEK. As the Thunder now with 6:53 left to play in the third quarter. Good starting field position at the 41-yard line. So the Commodore post-game show brought to you in part by our friends at Tommy's Express Car Wash. We'll get to our final numbers, hear from some of the Central Cast players in this one, and potentially head coach Tommy Butler as well. Also our Enbridge Energy player of the game and more. That's all still to come on our Tommy's Express Car Wash post-game show. Shotgun formation upcoming here for Ellendale, Edgeley, Kulm. As this will be a quick screen to Sailor to the outside of the 40, and Sailor gets popped at about the 43-yard line for 2 yards on the connection. Sailor with his first catch of the night, and might just have an EEK player there in Sailor. You just wonder if he might have got a stinger potentially once he got hit. Particularly if you talk about a knee, meeting a knee, sometimes you just need a little extra time to come out and make sure that you can come off the field. For EEK, they've had a number of players out so far this season, 4 with season-ending injuries. Their starting running back finished off his season in game number 2 of the year. Then Boston Hagen, a wide receiver defensive end, also a couple of games ago out with a season-ending injury. A couple of those are seniors as well. 5 seniors on the team for EEK here this season. A lot of sophomores, juniors, and some freshmen, including that Ivan Karuth, the starting running back here for the Thunder. Play clock down to 5. They'll have to get set before it's a delay of game. And we might get a timeout here before the delay of game. We'll break with them. EEK takes their first timeout of the second half. On our Bank North scoreboard, it's Central Cass up by 48.
Located in Castleton, North Dakota. We offer boarding for all of your furry companions. Whether you're going on vacation or you have an emergency, we are here for you. We know they are a member of your family, and we will treat them as if they were one of our own. Kennel tours are always welcome. Check us out on Facebook at Kate's Kennels or visit our website at kateskennels.com. Give us a call at 701-347-4176 for all your furry friend boarding needs.
Let's get to our out-of-town scoreboard. Kindred leads Central Cass 33-0. Oak Grove all over Northern Cass on homecoming night. It's the Grovers 33, Northern Cass 0, spoiling the party up in Hunter. Oak Grove taking care of Northern Cass. And Oaks again leads Lisbon 21-6. So those are some of your out-of-town scores here in Region 1. Velva 8-0 after 3 quarters of play over Bishop Ryan. Deacons up over Fargo Davies 34-21 in AA football. EEK shotgun formation. Nitschke gets met in the backfield and hog-tied and wrapped up and taken down for the sack. As that comes with Brady Plants, the sophomore, brings him down for a sack of 5 yards. So Nitschke, 7 carries now in the evening, but you have a couple of those there that were sacks as well. depending on how you stat it at home. On our Bank North scoreboard, visit ibanknorth.com for more information. Check out some of their locations near you today. Also, their location here in Castleton, not too far away from the school. 3rd and a country mile here for the Thunder. Shotgun formation. Handle some time. There's the throw down the field. Incomplete as the safety tripped up as they were looking to the outside for Cromlick, and that'll be incomplete and 4th down upcoming. 31 yards passing so far for Nitschke is 5 of 15 through the air. The interception as well, so punting situation here for the Thunder. As Duran stands back at about the 18-yard line. And we'll see if Pearson has another chance. We have a timeout here by Central Cass and Coach Butler, as we will break with them as well as Coach Butler takes his first timeout to get things situated here for his special teams on your live event.
This is Bailey Scott, a senior at Fargo Davies High School and the 2022-23 North Dakota High School Activities Association Distinguished Student. Educational athletics, including games like this one, teach a lifetime values such as respect for your opponents, coaches, officials, and classmates. There are few better places than athletic competition to demonstrate respect for others. By your demonstration of respect for those participating and watching today, you underscore that the most important part of high school competition is the people involved and not the game itself. A public service message from the North Dakota High School Activities Association and this radio station.
As we come back here with 4:48 left to play in the third quarter, Central Cass and Ellendale Edgeley Kulm here on your live event. Little background on EEK, 2016 state champs in what was formerly 11A football, 42-20 over Lax Burlington. How about these numbers in the championship for Clayton Greenike? 343 yards on the ground and 5 touchdowns in a state title game in 2016 for EEK for the Thunder. This one, bring out your pitching wedges. That's a grounder that goes back to the punter. Able to get that one off as Duran rolls all the way and out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. So not too bad of a punt, about 35 yards on the net. And that'll make it first down upcoming here for the Central Cass Squirrels. But yeah, Ellendale Edgeley Kulm, 9-man champs in Edgeley Kulm in 1994 and 2004. 2016 state champs in what would be 11B today, but in 2016 was 11A. So this is a team that has a lot of proud history for their football program and hoping to turn the tables a little bit next year. First down upcoming here for the Central Cass Squirrels. Shotgun formation. This one on a jet sweep here for Central Cass will come to the outside line, as that'll be with Cale Pearson. Already has a punt return for a touchdown. He'll get 1 yard on the rush here for the Squirrels. Next year, depending on how things break, might be 1 or 2 teams from Region 1 going to go 9-man next year. Lytton HMB, Sargent County both don't make the playoffs, depending on their situation and enrollment numbers. Sargent County and Lytton HMB more than likely will be 9-man next year, which means Mayport CG gets bumped up to 11-man and could very well be in this region next season for high school football. This one goes to the outside now for Urbach, and Urbach gets past the 50. We do have a flag back at the 43-yard line, but as it stands right now is about a 15-yard rush, barring the penalty, which you might be encroachment or someone wasn't set up properly on the line, but we'll see what the flag is on, and instead it will be holding here on the Squirrels. That's their third holding penalty of the night. 4 penalties now for 45 yards for Central Cass. But going to next season, if both Sargent County and Lytton HMB depart the region, you could have Mayport CG come in, and then the question, who would be your other one? Maybe an HCV would come into this region. If that's the case, you'd have Kindred, Central Cass, Lisbon, Oaks, Mayport CG, HC. That's a lot of really good football teams in one region where only 4 make the playoffs. Second down and 9 upcoming here for Central Cass. Shotgun formation again. This one zipped out to the outside, and that'll be caught at about the 44-yard line, as this will be to the outside here. To Michaels, it looks like, for about 7 yards. As for Central Cass, let's see where they come out here with Carter Maggio, as he's back at the 40-yard line. This will be a read option play for the Squirrels as they're going to get their way to the first down into EEK territory, and Central Cass might break another big play here with Crochet, and Crochet's all the way down to the EEK 25-yard line. So 30 yards on the rush for Crochet. Just kept the feet chopping to get the first down, then found a lane in a hole and kept it moving after that. Nice carry by Crochet. Just waited for some daylight. Once he found the daylight, put on the burners to get a big run there for Central Cass. 90 seconds left to play in this third quarter on our Bank North scoreboard, and a game that's getting closer to about an hour and 45 minutes old. Two wide receivers, both left and right. Shotgun formation again for Maggio in the gun. Maggio has some time, looks, finds a man at the 10, but incomplete. Trying to thread the needle to the outside there to Zemer. That'll make it now 2nd and 10 upcoming. So next year again, as much as we've talked about the 3-class system in North Dakota for basketball, next year in 11B football could look very interesting in Region 1 with some particular teams and how stuff gets formatted next year for 9-man, where they would go back to 4 regions instead of 8 that they had this past season in 9-man football. 2nd and 10. Maggio steps up, makes a man miss. 25-20, look out, 15, and has enough for the first down for a gain of 12. So Maggio with the first down, and that could very well be our final play of the quarter. The Central Cass is knocking on the door yet again. 7 points here in the third quarter, scoreless for EEK, and that'll do it for our third quarter play. On our Bank North scoreboard, at Central Cass 48, Ellendale Edgeley Kulm scoreless. Our final 12 minutes of high school football here in Castleton in the regular season is coming up next on your live event.
Degelman does put the effort and time into their employees by training them.
It's something that you think you couldn't do, but you can actually do it because you were trained to do it.
Once I got my confidence up, now I just feel pride.
I'm very proud to be leading the team that builds the toughest product in the manufacturing and agricultural industry.
Out-of-town scoreboard for you in 11A football. It's the Valley City Highlanders 27, the Jamestown Blue Jays 6 after 3 quarters of play. So Valley City flexing their muscle a little bit here on this Friday night out in Hannah Field. That's going to be a statement win and a reminder in 11A and 11AA football. It's QRF that determines the top 4 seeds. Well, with this win for Valley City, that's pretty much going to lock a home game in the quarters and very well could lock a semifinal round game as well. So Scott Rourke and the Highlanders rolling on the tracks, no pun intended, out in Valley City here tonight against their rival in the Jamestown Blue Jays. Ray Powers Lake 32-0 over Delax Burlington. As this one comes up to start the fourth quarter, they go in the end zone, taking a shot. Is it complete in the back right? It looks like it. And it is. Touchdown, Central Cass. To Jake Michaels. So Maggio to Michaels, the M to M connection for the score. So the Squirrels now have scored in every quarter. And the point after attempt upcoming by Vibey here on the way. As Maggio. It's Michaels, and the point after attempt upcoming here for Central Cass. And season high in scoring on the season now for the Squirrels. The PAT is good. Central Cass leads it 55-0 over EEK on your live event.
We've been around long enough to know that research in the lab reaps rewards in the field. At the Cess Vonderhav Innovation Center, we're working to develop sugar beet varieties that thrive despite the pressures from disease and the challenges of nature. We're dedicated to improving what we produce, so you can be too. Contact your local Cess van der Haaf dealer to learn about our varieties suited for your soils. Because sharing the pride of success starts with sharing the passion to achieve it. Cess van der Haaf, a passion that grows.
On our Bank North scoreboard, 55-0, Central Cass over EEK on the second passing touchdown of the night here for the Central Cass Squirrels. As Central Cass with this result, but again, the result with Oaks and Lisbon, if that stands, you're going to find yourself as a 3 seed in the playoffs for Central Cass and start on the road. Out west in 9-man football, Divide County, the Maroons all over Tioga, 54-8. Divide County is your Region 8 champs out west, and they will have a seed and a bye to the second round of the 9B playoffs. In 11B football out west, Shiloh Christian over Southern McLean, 36-16 as well. And a final from rugby, Hillsborough Central Valley 14, the Rugby Panthers scoreless. So HCV will have a showdown next week with Thompson in what might be the Region 2 championship in 11B if Thompson beats Botno coming up tomorrow afternoon. Cromlech with a great return. This will be the best starting field position of the evening for EEK, as that'll go all the way to the Central Cass 35-yard line. EEK, least amount of points they've scored this season. One shutout. That was at home against Lisbon back on September the 2nd. They came in averaging 13 points per game, giving up 34. With this result for the Thunder, though, dropped to 0-8 on the year. They also have a loss against Botno this season. That game played in Jamestown. 1st and 10 for the Thunder. A little option play here as this one gets pitched out to the outside to Caruth. And Caruth able to get to the 32-yard line. A little old school there with the I formation. Fake the fullback dive, and Caruth is able to get 3 yards on the rush. 11 carries now for 8 yards. Still to come again on our post-game show. We'll hear from a Central Cass player too, potentially head coach Tommy Butler as well. Homecoming night, final regular season home game here for the Squirrels. 2nd down upcoming for the Thunder as they continue to go into that I formation here. Under center is Nitschke, pitch play. This time goes to Caruth at the 30-yard line. 25, breaks a tackle to the 15 and taken down all the way to about the 14-yard line on the rush for 18 yards. Good play there by Caruth. Now 12 carries for 26 yards. Here's the Thunder looking to blast into the end zone here in Castleton. EEK open up the year against Linton HMB, Northern Cass, and Lisbon. Ellendale, Edgeley, Kulm here. Then Ellendale, Cardinals in basketball. Edgeley, Kulm, Montpelier in basketball. This one pitch play to Caruth. And even right now running hard past the 10 to the 9-yard line for a gain of 6. Very workman-like game coming up here for Ivan. Reminder, go to yourliveevent.com for some more high school football coming up next week. And also, as we get to Saturdays now, for the next couple Saturdays, we'll have anywhere from a 9-man or 11B football on yourliveevent.com, potentially as well with some high school postseason. So go to yourliveevent.com to check out our upcoming schedule throughout the month of October. I formation against 2nd and 4. QB keeper here by Nitschke. That's going nowhere. Kind of like a QB ISO play, trying to get the fullback and the running back coming up like a bobsled to open up a little bit of a lane, and Central Cass was having none of it. Makes it a 3rd down upcoming here for EEK. And then the Thunder will make their way back to Cass County next week, going up against the Kindred Vikings in Kindred to wrap up the regular season. All that Kindred needed to do here tonight at Sargent County was defeat the Bulldogs, and they would officially clinch the number 1 seed entering the postseason 11B. Then it's just a matter of are they seeded 1 through 4. 3rd down upcoming here. This pass goes into the end zone. That's incomplete to Cromlech. 4th down upcoming. And it is final. The Central Cass Squirrels will have to start the 11B playoffs on the road. Oaks 28, Lisbon 6, the final. Oaks 28, Lisbon 6, the final. So Central Cass will be the number 3 seed with this result, entering the 11B playoffs and head the road. So final, Oaks 28, Lisbon 6, the final in that one. 4th down and 5 upcoming here for EEK. Pitch play. Caruth, then he gets tackled in the backfield for a loss on a turnover on downs. Great play by Central Cass in the back, as that was Colton Crochet, the freshman, coming in to make the wrap-up tackle. So Region 1 is going to look like this in the postseason. Moving forward, Kindred will be the 1. Oaks will end up being the 2. Central Cass the 3. And with Lisbon losing tonight and Sargent County, Lisbon-Sargent County is a play-in to get to the playoffs game next week in Lisbon on your live event. So that's how the postseason is going to work now in Region 1, as the Squirrels will come out here in the handoff up the middle, as this piling his way to the 15 to about the 17-yard line, as that's going to be with Schaefer on the carry for Central Cass. For 7 yards, as the Central Cass Squirrels will get it to about the 18-yard line here. But again, Region 1 will have Kindred 1, Oaks 2, Central Cass 3. Lisbon and Sargent County will play for the 4th and final postseason spot next week in Lisbon against each other. That one gets to about the 19-yard line. EEK makes a nice wrap-up tackle there by Noah Klusman, the inside linebacker, for about a gain of a yard. 2 carries for 8 yards here. And now we wait to find out what 11B Region 2 will look like after Thompson and Botno. If Botno loses, all of a sudden Botno would be the 3. Langdon plays Carrington next week to figure out who's the 4 seed in Region 2. So there will be another play-in to get to the playoffs game next week, but that'll be in Region 2 between the Cardinals and the Cardinals. This one gets pitched to the outside on a little, excuse me, hit in the backfield, and that'll be a tackle for about a 3-yard loss. And now for Central Cass, we'll see if they come on and punt here with under 6 minutes to play in this 4th quarter. Something they've just had to do one other time here tonight. And we'll see if Coach Butler lets the clock continue to wind here, that maybe takes a timeout. With that case, can get down to about 5:17, 5:18 before Central Cass would need to burn a timeout here, talking over, especially getting new players into the game, or your special teams might not everybody be there attentive on the sideline, making sure you just milk the clock, take the timeout, get guys that you need into the game here for this punt, and come back after this. 5:13 left to play in the 4th quarter. We'll break with them on your live event.
My roots run deep. I dream of a world where planting a seed can bring forth the food and knowledge our world needs right now. The field is my classroom, and I have the power to make a difference. I am going to feed the world someday.
Central Cass 55, EEK scoreless here, as the Squirrels will have to come on and punt this football away. But EEK will have one more opportunity to get on the board here tonight in Castleton. Here's the punt upcoming, back at the 5, low snap, clean punt though on the way. And that'll be out of bounds close to the 50 at about maybe the 45-yard line. And they'll mark it at the 46 to the 42-yard line. And that's where EEK will start with the football. Chris Crick, production on site. Chase Miller with you here from Castleton at Farmers Union Insurance Field. The Squirrels looked awfully good to start. 14 points in the first quarter, 27 points in the second quarter. At one point, Wisniewski had 3 consecutive rushing touchdowns of 67, 13, and 31 yards at a juncture here in the first and second quarter for Central Cass. I think the cat was out of the bag early on who our Enbridge Energy player of the game is going to be. Timeout on the field. We will keep it here as this will continue to allow us to take a look at some other scores from across the region here tonight as we're inching closer to our post-game show. But again, Hillsborough Central Valley with the win over Rugby, 14-0 on the road. Velva leads Bishop Ryan late in the game with 82 seconds left to play. In Velva, 14-12. Aggies with the lead. Some other scores. Titans of Dickinson Trinity lead Beulah 33-30 in Beulah with 2:11 left to play in the fourth quarter in 11B football out west. See some other scores filing in throughout the night. We mentioned earlier 9B football, the Region 8 champs, Divide County 54, Tioga scoreless. This one will come right up the middle for about a gain of 3 yards here for the Thunder, as the Thunder are starting to get some new players into the game, and Max Churlin, the sophomore, coming in and getting 3 yards here for EEK. Talking with Garrett Iron, though, he said the future is bright. Their 7th, 8th grade middle school football team is unbeaten this year, bringing back a lot of freshmen, sophomore, and juniors. So next year there's going to be some aspirations on this EEK team to continue to compete, pick up some wins, even though this year's not what they wanted, as that's a pitch play that goes for about 4 yards to Churlin yet again. And on the tackle for Central Cass is going to be Anthony Garman, the sophomore, in on the tackle after about a gain of 4. So 2 carries now for 7 yards, 3rd and 3 upcoming. Central Cass, though, if they can put it together, there 1 or 2 interceptions here tonight that Coach Tommy Butler and the Squirrels will look over, but if they can put it together from start to finish like this, they'll be a tough out no matter who they have to go up against in the first round of the playoffs. And it's just a matter of where are they bracketed. EEK pitches to the outside, and this will get close to about the 34-yard line on the pitch play to Churlin yet again. Here's what happens, though, with Central Cass being a 3 seed out of Region 1. There could be a rematch with a team clad in blue in a couple weeks in Kindred in the quarterfinals if Central Cass takes care of business in their opening round on the road, and Kindred would host either Carrington or Langdon area. They take care of business. It could be the Squirrels and the Vikings in the 11B quarterfinals in a rematch. Fumble, balls on the turf, picked up by Central Cass at the 32-yard line on 4th and short. Try to see what the number is coming up here for Central Cass. Looks to be McCoy Ferguson, the freshman, in on the fumble recovery for the Central Cass Squirrels. And Central Cass, again, we'll put this one and finalize it here with this score, 55-0. So for Central Cass fans and the Kindred Viking fans, there still might be a chance to play each other one more time, but it would be in Kindred. And oh, what a game that would be in terms of people coming out to that particular field if it gets to that point. We can speculate, but we'll see what next week brings for the regular season finale in 11B football. Ball's on the turf again. Central Cass, after the handoff there by Lindstrom, gave it to Briar Schaefer. Schaefer able to pop back on the ball on the rug at the 25-yard line. So that's where 11B football looks like out east. And the East has flexed their muscle in recent years, whether it's been Hillsborough, Central Valley, Langen area, and more Munich, Kindred last season. That's before you start talking about the Thompson Tommies, the Central Cass Squirrels. They're just Lisbon Broncos for a couple of years there. They got to the semis and quarterfinals. So the East and what is 11B and formerly 11A football has really been the side of the state to try to find a way to make your way, as this will be a carry up the middle for about back to the line of scrimmage. Is under 2 minutes to play here in this one. In a contest, it's going to nearly take 2 hours right to the dot to play here tonight in Castleton on homecoming night. DeConte Smith, the homecoming queen. You had Drew Canute, the senior homecoming king here for the royalty that were announced earlier. If you missed it, you can check it out again here on your live events on our halftime show. Third down and long for Central Cass. Will come out here. Chance to throw the football. As they do, they sling it to the outside here for the Squirrels, so about the 32-yard line. As that looks to be to Keegan Peterson. Peterson able to get a handful of yards there for about 7. And fourth down upcoming now for Central Cass as they bring on the punting squad. And they'll put the football away, and then EEK will have one more possession with the football here.
Also, happy birthday to Keegan Peterson.
As they'll let the clock continue to wind with the play clock at 10 now here for Central Cass. The Squirrels will finish the regular season with 6 wins and 2 losses. Ellendale Edgeley Kulm will drop to 0-8 and finish off the regular season next week against Kindred. This one for EEK, able to get about 9-yard return after the Eli Fernandez, the junior, on the return here for the Thunder. And still to come on our Tommy's Express Car Wash post-game show, our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, our RDK Enterprises Precision Play of the Game. Maybe go defense, offense, or a Pearson punt return for a touchdown as well after you put the ball on the carpet, then finished off to the house. Also, for EEK, we'll see what they'll come out with here to finish off this fourth quarter, as and neither team will hike the ball. So a final here in Castleton. Central Cass wins it 55-0 over the Ellendale Edgeley Kulm Thunder. With the results from earlier today, Oaks over Lisbon, Kindred over Sargent County. Kindred now the 1 in Region 1. You're going to have Oaks be the number 2 seed. Central Cass is the 3 seed. Lisbon, Sargent County next week in Lisbon will determine the number 4 seed in Region 1. Your final again, Central Cass 55, Ellendale Edgeley Kulm scoreless. Our post-game show is coming up next on your live.
Stay up to date with the latest goings-on in the region with the Coaches Show every Wednesday night on YourLiveEvent.com.
Goes deep down the middle, has a man, Soka Porter! Soka Porter to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, and taken down there.
We'll dive into the latest stories from North Dakota and Minnesota.
And there's the block by Reese.
That's the Coaches Show with me, Joe Lancello, on YourLiveEvent.com every Wednesday night starting at 7.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a local golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities, there hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
If you want help from a firm that has integrity and respect, strives for excellence, and is interested in the betterment of the community, look no farther than Onstead Twitchell Attorneys. Our team of attorneys has dedicated and talented professionals who are committed to improving the lives of their clients and providing custom legal solutions with integrity and excellence. We have offices in West Fargo, Hillsborough, Natick, Page, and Castleton. Or view our website, www.onsteadlaw.com.
As we come back here on our post-game show, again, your final, the Central Cass Squirrels pick up the win over the Ellendale Edgeley Kulm Thunder here by a final of 55-0. This is our Tommy's Express Car Wash, a post-game show. For more information, you can check out Tommy's Express Car Wash with 2 locations in Fargo and 2 in Moorhead. And you can sign up on the app on Google Play or the App Store for your first month of unlimited washing and make Tommy's Express Car Wash part of your clean routine. They've got the tools and expertise to keep your car clean inside and out. A look at the final line score here in this one. Central Cass 14 points in the first quarter, 27 in the second, 7 in the third quarter, and 7 in the fourth quarter. EEK scoreless throughout this game. Central Cass with a season-high 55 points scored, a season-high in points giving up for the Thunder as well with 55. It's now time to get to our Enbridge Energy player of the game. Enbridge Energy tomorrow is happening right now. More than ever, the world needs safe, secure, sustainable, affordable sources of energy. Visit tomorrowison.com. That's tomorrowison.com. Enbridge Energy. Energy. Life that takes energy here at Enbridge. Well, and the cat was out of the bag in the first half of play as Isaac Wisniewski would finish with 8 carries for 176 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns as well. And Wisniewski would have a 67-yard return for a touchdown in the first quarter at the 4:05 mark, and a 13-yard rushing touchdown with 11:47 left in the first half. Then a 31-yard rushing touchdown with 6:15 left to play in the first half of play as well. Isaac Wisniewski is our Enbridge Energy player of the game. From there, let's get to our RDK Enterprises Precision play of the game. RDK Enterprises, Hillsborough and Drayton. They thank you, the area growers, for your trust in RDK Enterprise as your planter experts. RDK Enterprises continues to invest in the education of their team members to provide the customer service you expect from your planter experts at RDK Enterprises. Always revisit the performance of your planters. Call 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. That's planterdoc.com. 3 plays that stick out. The Wisniewski 67-yard touchdown run, the Cooper Johnson 55-yard pick that went to the 10-yard line, and a play later, rushing touchdown by Mitchell, and then the Pearson 57-yard touchdown return in the third quarter. You got offense, you got defense, and you got special teams. Those are our RDK Enterprises precision plays of the game in this one. We'll take a quick break. When we come back after this, take a look at the final numbers in Castleton on homecoming night. The Squirrels win it 55-0 over Ellendale Edgeley Kulm.
As an American family agent, I look out for what matters to you, even when nothing's wrong. This is Chris Heisey. Visit me online at chrisheisey.com. These days, everyone wants to save money. I can show you how easy it is by having multiple policies. By combining your auto and homeowner's insurance, I can put some change back into your pocket. My website again is chrisheisey.com. I want to be your American family agent.
American Family Insurance.
Team at Maple River Grain and Agronomy wishes the best of luck to the players in today's game. Maple River Grain and Agronomy is proudly serving producers, accessing markets, and building relationships in eastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. They offer a variety of grain marketing and agronomy solutions. See the latest updates by following MRGA on social media. They're active on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Check out the website at mrga.com to learn more about Maple River Grain and Agronomy and how they can serve you and your operation.
Here it's way more hands-on. The college has better equipment than the shop I'm at now. Like, you name it, they got it. You get to use your tools and your hands a lot more. My name is Sean, and I'm here for my future.
First week of college, I can't tell you how many friends I've made. It's a family, you know what I mean? Like, every time I go to a meeting, like, everyone knows my name. They're always kind to me. I love it. I can't explain how much I love it here. My name is Junior, and I'm here for my future.
As we come back here on our post-game show, we mentioned some of our RDK Enterprises precision plays of the game and our Enbridge Energy play of the game as well. But let's get to the junior linebacker here, Marcus Bifford. And Marcus, congratulations first and foremost on the win. Just to start off fast in this game, you got the touchdown early on, then you added on to it as well. How important was it throughout the week to get a fast start here at home against the EEK?
Well, fast starts always are good. You have the intensity up, it brings the team up, and it just carries on 55-0.
What were you seeing throughout the game? In the first half of play, we had them down just for 39 yards of offense. What was working for you guys defensively throughout this contest?
Just being physical. They didn't want to do anything to us. They just pass. That's all they wanted.
For you guys, for the seniors. It's their last home game of the regular season. It's homecoming night as well. How important was it for them to go on a winning note here, in the regular season home finale?
Well, yeah, that's always great. Like maybe we might get the player, but if it's our last time, a win's always good. And all the seniors, Alex getting to kick a field goal, that's great, awesome.
For you guys, Marcus, what do you go through in tackling? Because there was a couple textbook tackles tonight that you delivered some lumber. I think we heard the pads popping up here in the press box as well. What is it across the field when you see someone coming on a crossing pattern that you can say, all right, put my cleats in the ground and maybe, pop the ball out or maybe make it a cleating tackle? What kind of goes through your mind there at that linebacker spot?
You just got to read and react and hit them hard. That's all I pretty much do. Just read and go.
Final thing for you, Marcus. What does it mean for this playoffs, for this team to officially get back into the postseason? I know there's still some work to be done. You guys have a bye week next week, but what's it mean to get back to the postseason again for another year here for Central Cass?
It's just leading us on, and we're gonna win it. We're gonna go to the dome. We're gonna win it. So,
hey, Marcus, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck throughout the playoffs coming up here throughout the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go from the linebacker here to Isaac Wisniewski, a guy who had 3 rushing touchdowns in the game. Just want to make sure we got the final numbers again. 8 carries for $167 and 3 touchdowns here for Mr. Wisniewski. For you, Isaac, congratulations first and foremost on the win. Let's go over that 67-yard rushing touchdown. Once you saw the lane, you saw some daylight. What's kind of going through your mind to put on the afterburners there, Isaac?
I'm just thinking what my coach Luke DeMeyer told me. He's like, whenever you get in the open space, just got it straight up field, and that's what I did, and just hit the gassers and went right to the end zone.
When you're able to get that first touchdown and then the second, how much confidence does that build with you, but also the offensive line that's opening up those holes for you guys?
This is a great thing. It's like a momentum builder. Like we just kept going and we kept tackling on the points, and it was great just to have our JV guys even go in.
We were talking with Marcus here. What's it like playing with him on the defensive side? When you hear the pads popping, I'm guessing it's number one that's making that big time hit more times than not for you guys.
Anytime I'm probably making a tackle, Biff is literally right there and making big hits, and I can even feel them too.
For you to have this opportunity to start, obviously you like to see Owen in there, but to have this opportunity to start, how much have you learned from Owen throughout your time here for Central Cass?
Pretty much just don't trust your reads and hit the hard. If you see a hole open up, just take it and go. Don't hesitate and just hit the gas and go.
Final thing for you, Isaac, before we let you go and we bring on Coach Butler. You guys have a quote-unquote off week. You'll get some work and you get some practice, but you know you're going to be making the playoffs. You know you're going to be hitting the road on the playoffs. Biggest thing between now and 15 days from now, what does this team need to continue to do to be a tough out and have a chance to get into the Dakota Bowl, about a month from now here, Isaac?
Trying to play perfect. Butler always is holding us to the highest standard. Practice perfect. We always got to practice the best we can, make sure we can win every rep as best we can.
Hey, Isaac, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck moving forward and cool off the feet a little bit after those touchdowns. Isaac Wisniewski with us here. We'll allow him to adjust the headset one more time and get to head coach Tommy Butler, who's joined us now on the post-game show as we kind of angle the camera a little bit down here as well. And for Coach Butler, congratulations first and foremost on the win. You want to say hi to Mom really quick?
Hey, Mom, how you doing? Hope you're doing well.
We were able to get that shout out in earlier in the game, but want to make sure we get that with you as well. First, we'll talk with Marcus. Again, just textbook form tackles here. It just seems like if there was a way to put on film, a way to put on tape, he would be the first guy that kind of jumps off the tape, I think, defensively for you guys at that linebacker spot.
Yeah, I mean, he's a super physical kid. Obviously, I mean, he's a wrestler. You can see those doubles are pretty textbook for him. But he's starting to play with some confidence, and I think that's what you're starting to see is that he's trusting his instincts, and it's allowing him to play fast and be a really physical player.
For you guys, Tommy, in this game, you mentioned it earlier in the week to me when I asked, what's an underrated value of your team? What are some guys that maybe get overlooked? Defense, offensive line, and they shined here tonight against the EK.
Yeah, these guys are just, they've continued to get better every single game. Again, in practice this week, we talked about, if we got to a 3rd and 2, 4th and 2, can we finish? And we got down to a 3rd and 10 down here on the goal line. And, we said or 2nd and 10, we said we were going to try to take a shot in the end zone. We missed it, and we were going to come back and try to run it. We were just barking at those guys to finish it off, and we ended up scoring on 3rd and 10 on one of our inside zone plays. So it is a great job for those guys. And then defensively, like you said, I think what'd you say? It was like 40 yards.
Yep.
Total. I mean, those guys were making plays the entire game, and just they allow our backers to play so free when they're able to play as physical as they do.
Yeah, under 40 yards of offense in the first half for EEK. For you specifically, I know you like to see seniors get the opportunity on homecoming night as well, but when you're able to get a couple of those juniors like Marcus and Isaac playing the opportunity, great to see Owen out there getting recognized on the homecoming court, but when you're able to see Isaac get those rushes and get those 30, 60-yard rushes for scores, what does that do for that next stable, whether they are number twos or maybe they get 5-6 carries a game, but now what goes through their mind when they get their number called?
100%. I mean, that's what we try to do here as best we can. We're going to try to play as many guys as we can throughout the week or in the game, especially in a game like this. We told our old guys that they were done at half, and we told our young kids that when you come in, we're not just calling base defense and doing nothing. Like, we're going to call our normal stuff. Make sure they get some good film, and we'll watch film with those guys just like we do with the varsity guys. So I love the way that our old guys are constantly cheering them on. I think they're almost more excited for when those guys do well than even when they do. So to me, that's one of the things I'm most proud of is just the way that they play for each other. And it's not just, we're not segregated in that sense of where it's, oh, I'm a varsity level player and you guys are young guys. It's, they want to see their groups perform. So
final thing for you, Tommy, before I let you go, it's official now with the result with Oaks beating Lisbon. You guys wrapped and clinched the number 3 seed. Now it's a matter of Botno, Thompson, or HCV. You've had some long road trips and you'll have to get on a bus again in 15 days. But what is now between 15 days from now? What is something from a coaching staff and this team will work on to be a tough out in the postseason to have a chance potentially to make a run at the Fargo Dome?
Yeah, I mean, it's about getting better. We have to clean it. Even though it's 55-0, there's mistakes that we made. There's things that we can clean up as coaches, as always. But it's getting our kids ready to play. And again, just we want to come out and perform. That's my biggest thing for our guys is playing with no hesitation, no fear, and just letting it hang out on the field. And I think that's what they're looking forward to. Obviously, last year losing in the quarterfinals was tough. So these guys have been through that. What that's like for them. So I'm excited to see what we have for the next 15 days, and hopefully it continues on, and we get a chance to play in the dome. But it's a tough ask, but I think these boys are excited to try it.
Hey, Tommy, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck throughout the postseason upcoming, and enjoy the bye week or off week, I guess, a little bit next week as well.
Absolutely. Appreciate it. Go Squirrels.
That again, head coach Tommy Butler for the Central Cast Squirrels. When we come back after this, we'll put a bow on our post-game show in Castleton. The Squirrels win on homecoming night here on your live event.
Central Cass School's mission is to foster student excellence in cooperation with family and community and to provide educational opportunities in a safe and caring environment. Thank you to everyone who has helped make this mission a reality. The new STEM Center, Theater, Music Wing, Early Childhood Center, Wellness Center, and Athletic Complex will help set students up for success in school and life after graduation. They wish everyone at Central Cass good luck this year with academics and activities as you grow in the new space and move forward with excellence.
As we come back here on our post-game show, let's just go over the final numbers and stats in this one. As again, for the Ellendale Edgeley Kulm Thunder, they would finish with 71 yards of total offense, 40 on the ground, 31 through the air. No penalties tonight, but a couple of interceptions. They were led on the ground by Ivan Caruth with 14 carries for 36 yards. For Central Cass, 343 yards of total offense with 284 coming on the ground. They were led by Isaac Wisniewski with 8 carries for $167 and 3 touchdowns. Brandon Mitchell through the air was able to throw a touchdown and an interception as well, but handled over 30 yards of offense. Central Cass had a couple of turnovers, 4 penalties, and 45 yards. So for Central Cass, they go to 6-2 on the season. They will now either play Thompson, Botno, or Hillsborough Central Valley in the postseason 2 weeks from now. Big game tomorrow in Botno, Thompson and Botno. If Thompson wins, then the Squirrels know they're either going to Thompson or HCV. If Botno wins, then you might be going a little farther north up to Botno, potentially on what the last week of the regular season brings next week. 1 seed Kindred, 2 seed Oaks, 3 seed Central Cass, and a play-in to get to the playoffs game, Sargent County at Lisbon next Friday on your live event in Lisbon for the 4 seed. Coming up here for Ellendale Edgeley Kulm, they dropped to 0-8 on the season. They finish off the year with the defending champs in the Kindred Vikings at Kindred a week from tonight here for EEK, as they will look to continue just to build with a very youthful club coming up here this season for Ellendale Edgeley Kulm. On behalf of everyone and part of the broadcast, Chris Crick behind the scenes, I'm Chase Miller. Thank you very much for tuning into high school athletics. Make sure you go to yourliveevent.com. That again is yourliveevent.com, or search our YouTube page to watch on demand as well by searching Your Live Event for upcoming broadcasts, whether it's volleyball, football, and postseason upon us here in October, that and more. Good night from Castleton as the Squirrels beat Ellendale Edgeley Kulm 55-0.
Thank you.